check, check. 1 2 1 2. Here we go. Oh wow! Thank you for being here. We got a bunch of chat. We got a bunch of people going crazy in chat right now. He says, "Bring out Aaron. They want VibeSquaD." We got
hey, Eric, I can't hear you, Mike. Bud.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. I got you on mute. I was just.
Okay.
I was gonna give you the intro. Give you the intro. That walkout. Show off those great looking khakis, bro. They fit you so nicely. So you know what? Without any more fucking waiting, let's bring out our guest, VibeSquaD. Everyone make some noise.
Pretty much on the khakis. What's up? What's everybody doing?
Our first khaki walkout, bro. Thank you for being a part of that.
Walkout's it's a nice touch.
Thank you, man. I'm trying. We're trying to upgrade the stream every time. Every time we come on, and we have guests like you. We can't come up short.
Slack. Wait, I just made a slacks joke.
Did it go right over my head, bro?
Enough puns. The dad jokes. I got the dad jokes thing really strong, so I apologize. I'm an actual dad, and it is almost Father's Day, so.
Oh shit! It is. Happy early Father's Day, man.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's weird. I always kind of identify with being a kid still, more somehow than be thinking so Father's Day comes and I'm like, oh, I gotta get my dad something, and I forget oh wait, I'm about to get some shit too.
Hey, bro, some macaroni cards or what? Where you at right now?
Yeah, what am I get? You know what I got is a weight bench, which in the quarantine is really hard to get. And
shit.
I've been looking on Craigslist for a long time, and it's always the rusty grandpa's skinny ones with the plastic weights on the skinny bar that bends a little bit, and you can't. And finally found the full deal crazy setup and drove an hour and picked it all up. And so that was my Father's Day present I was like, oh, can I get this? So, I basically went online or went on the post 40 minutes before, and then I zoomed in and bought it.
Damn.
But yeah, so that's cool. And now we got the home exercise scene going on in the basement.
And you're in Denver?
I'm near Denver.
Okay.
In Erie, which is just a little town, probably 25 minutes north of Denver and about 15, 20 minutes east of Boulder.
Oh shit. Okay. And how's things going over there right now? Are you guys slowly reopening?
Yeah, things are opening, and it's kind of it's strange. I'll ride by certain places and they're just full restaurant, people just no masks hanging out, and then I'll go by other places and it'll be a lot more careful. But I've been doing a lot of social distancing and kicking it out the crib. So there was probably a few weeks there where I didn't even get in my car once. Going on walks with my dog and stuff like that. So I've been less out and about and more just being a hobbit and cleaning my studio and really organizing my life in terms of all my this crazy pile of hard drives I have and all this music equipment. It's all connected now and pretty organized.
Is that something that you've been kind of used to being a producer for such a long time and kind of being a studio head? Is kind of a quarantine in your own way?
Yeah. So I guess I've always practiced quarantine anyway, so it was the easiest for me because I can keep myself amused by myself in my studio as long as I have, my music equipment or software or anything really to just keep me going. So the fact that streaming, it's kind of a great time to be stuck in your studio if I have to say, in terms of how the technology is all kind of coming together. And so I've had a lot of fun just dialing it's kind of when you set up for a live show or when I have to gig on the weekends, I always keep everything in this state of in between. I can just pack it in the bag and my cables, who cares if it tucks perfectly behind the thing and all that stuff. And so it's just cool to make a permanent, it's like a TV set
Yeah,
you know. And so I'm
definitely.
like, oh, man, I should take an hour. Like I mounted my lighting on the ceiling, and I had some video lights I was using for making like tutorials and stuff, and they were on stands, and it was really a tangle. And so I been just little by little buying cool weird things on, online for like mounting LED panels on, anywhere with these little square things you screw in wherever. And I screwed them in the ceiling, and so I can like tilt these lights around and have like a bunch of different machines all connected in different ways. And so I can like stream, and I can DJ, and I can stream production. And it's for me absolutely the most fun I've ever had with this shit. So, that's very selfish of me, because I know quarantine's been making people crazy, but I could do this. I was built for this kind of stuff.
Definitely. I think we trained all of our lives for this kind of thing,
Yeah. How about you? Are you about the same?
Dude, yeah. I mean, we built this this little studio from scratch since quarantine. All a bunch of just elbow grease and hard work. All this plywood, and I built this desk by hand.
Serious bend you had going there on that front panel. Looks really nice. Take some warp in the.
Engineering. The engineering has been through the roof, man. The YouTube tutorials, man, coming in clutch right now. You wouldn't believe.
Yeah, man. I love that. I'll watch the most random shit. I tried to figure out my sewing machine, and I had to go into like sewing grandma tutorial world, YouTube land, where like I just was like, whoa, that's just so different, like the preamble and the whole thing and the bad sound and but I really wanted to know how this one specific, like that's the sewing machine that I have that I got from my mom. It's really old, and I just couldn't figure out how to thread it. It's got all these funky things, and so I had to sit through it. It was so great. She's like, take the bobbin and drag the string down through and I was just like, oh, yes, but you got to know it, man. You'll put yourself through whatever. And I wish that lady well, but it was definitely like the slowest. It was like pulling teeth just to learn how to thread up a sewing machine.
Oh, damn. You know what? I might have watched that same one, dude, because I had a brother sewing machine, too, that I was trying to rethread. I couldn't get it to work. I think I just quit before the video ended. I
feel like I could hear from you that if you're learning how to use your sewing machine, and so am I, and we're at home like fixing up our studios, then it's like probably everybody's upgrading their other projects, like their ability to like be handyman or woman or whatever.
Absolutely. And thank God there's all that wealth of knowledge on YouTube and stuff. Even Twitch too.
Totally, like so much, and it's funny because I love learning stuff. Like that makes life less. I never actually feel bored because my brain I'm kind of OCD, and I'll just keep wondering about stuff, and it'll be like kind of troubleshooting all the time. But since there's so much information easy to get on my phone, it's like I enjoy the whole thing.
Yeah, it's almost nice to kind of challenge yourself to a new thing right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, like my son, I have two sons. One of them is 15, and he's really athletic. He plays hockey, and he is really into mountain bikes and all kinds of cool stuff. But he has gone vegan this summer, and then learned how to cook like for himself, like really good. Like I'll come out of the studio and it smells really good, and he's just like, anything left over? He's like, no, sorry, Dad.
All those years we put food on your plate.
Making stir fries and all this stuff.
Oh man.
And I was usually the kind of like, hippiest one in the family, kind of like trying to get everybody to eat clean or whatever. And now I don't even hold a candle. He's got it going on big time. Dude,
that's pretty crazy. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know what's going on with the camera real quick.
Though that's weird. Is it my camera?
No, I think it's me. I think this did it with honeycomb too, but I don't know what it could have been. I don't know why you just changed into like Oompa Loompa form.
Yeah, but, you should tell them that I don't really look like that. Because they won't take my word for it. Because you don't look purple.
He's got way nicer of a natural color than what's going on right now. He doesn't look like Violet from Willy Wonka. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
What happened?
gave me a tint.
Let's see. Huh. Dude. That's weird. Your aura is glowing. Maybe you're just putting on that crazy good vibes right now. You got it. Oh, wait, say that again. You got a little far away from your mic. Didn't pick it up.
I think when I lean in, because the mic, I have this thing on the mic that is purple. Let me see it. Take it out.
I don't know what it is.
Purple.
Yeah, I think it's just Skype for some reason messing me up. Hold on, let me see if I switch.
It's
What
purpling.
the F? Someone says a purple aura means creativity, ideas, and enlightenment. And you were just spitting some.
I'll take that. Yeah, great. So this is going to be the purple version.
All right, it's a little better. I don't know what the hell. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Hey.
I don't know what it was, but purple is the color of your energy, I guess.
That's right. I was like grape flavored. Just a minute.
Oh man, light from the government scanner. Nothing to worry about. Okay, all right. I think you get the pass anyway. You seem like a pretty stand-up gentleman. He's a family man.
Right. That's right. Family man. So anyway, yeah, I was talking about. Oh, that my kid's vegan and he's cooking, and now I feel like a slouch because I'll eat whatever this summer. And I should like to eat better, but I gotta get my act together. I got the weight bench, so at least I'll be pressing
Bro,
weights.
come on, man.
Get swole.
Is he your spotter?
We haven't really worked that out yet, but pretty much. Like, put it this way, he better come down if he hears me like, oh! If I'm just like strangling myself with that bar, I really hope he's listening. He's got ear pods. I can never get his attention.
Oh man.
So maybe he would just let me strangle. That's why you don't use the things on the end, whatever they call them, the cuffs. You take those off.
Oh yeah. It's fucking
or that
to the side.
Look
at this.
I'm not going down without a fight.
You came here for production knowledge. You're getting weightlifting knowledge. All right, certified.
Right. Well, old school style.
Oh shit, man.
Nice pants with the rubber band and
I mean, well, you look good in khakis too, bro. So I can't imagine in a tracksuit, in a powerlifting suit, whatever you got going.
Well, I can't hold a candle. You definitely have that on lockdown. I'll show up with like that. The old guy, the gray generic sweats, and just like the headband. I love that video you did where you're just like that. It was like a video you made right before everything went to hell.
Oh yeah.
And you're in like the park with the high fiving that guy. That was so great. All those videos were so much fun. I was really excited to see that you kind of were like getting creative and just flourishing with your concept of saying fuck it with being cool and just being really fun with it. And I think that attitude is awesome, especially when you make like heavy music too, and it's kind of like a good contrast,
I appreciate that. I don't want to take myself too seriously in a way. I see a lot of that in the scene too, and it's not a wrong thing. A lot of people dedicate their entire life to the craft. So, but if I could bring a little funniness to it, why not? I
think it's great. Yeah, you're funny and you're good at making videos, so it's cool to just not have to see that as separate things and really kind of just let it all merge together into the modern whatever we're doing, multimedia personality or something, or
Have you noticed it like become kind of like that in the scene, where the focus maybe has shifted a little bit away from the music aspect and maybe become a more all-encompassing thing, or focusing on something instead of the music? Have you seen or noticed that?
Well, I honestly, if I were to be really truthful, kind of feel or have felt for the last few years really disconnected from like the real music industry and like what's really going on out there, and just connected to the music. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
To me is the stuff that always is true and is always what I'm passionate about. And like, I'm not always great at music business or like being just on all the time or like adding like a personality to the sound all the time. Sometimes
I just don't have that in me as much. But like I love music, and I'm doesn't seem to ever go away. Like since I was a little kid, I've just been a music freak. And so with that, it's kind of like if I focus on music, then all the other stuff, enough music business sort of like bubbles up for me because I've just been doing this for so long that I can kind of take care of myself with it. But it's a way different mindset of like if I focus too much, which I have at points in my career, on being popular or whatever, or music videos or what something else, I get this side blind, and it hasn't worked out so good. But if I focus really kind of single-mindedly on music, I feel great about the whole thing and doing it, and I can really enjoy it from this kind of happy place and not like this place of feeling like any pressure at all.
Is that like something? Is that why you've made the backpack side project or something like that? Do you approach things differently when in your different side projects, or what's the thought process behind backpack and VibeSquaD?
Yeah. So it's funny because it's like it would be easiest to just have one brand and just be me and just make all kinds of music. But you know how it goes with people like to sort your music. And I mean, I'm not a big fan of genres, but I certainly understand it. I've been around long enough to know that that's how you like market music to people. So it didn't work out as well for me to do kind of chill VibeSquaD tunes, or like the side of me. I think it's where I'm really at a lot right now. Is like really, I love like harmony, melody, and chords, and like kind of a lusher soundscape, and kind of stuff like just moods instead of it always having to be exciting dance music. I like to hit a different couple levels, like lower than that. That's where I like to hang out. I'm not always like, yeah, melt my face, woo. That's not how I am right now. So it's more of like, that's where I think, my morning, but when I start making beats, they're kind of like Dilla beats, or whatever. And so they end up being backpacked. And if I make a tune that's got the sauce, is really like fun to dance to, or like makes me jump up and I'm like, yeah, and it's going to lean toward it being a little bit more loud and a little bit more whatever, that would be a VibeSquaD tune. So it's given me a couple bins to put my stuff, and so I don't have to even know what I'm doing every day. I could just write a tune, and if it ends up being chill, it ends up in backpack world. And if it ends up being something that I, my version of a banger or whatever that is, then it goes in the VibeSquaD folder. And then I have another category of stuff that I think is totally separate that I just put under Aaron Holstein, which is like a solo acoustic piano music. I made a record called Drift that's like beatless, totally for falling asleep to or waking up to, super like cerebral kind of thing. And I made a record where I sang and played guitar and bass and Rhodes and Hammond B3, and it's kind of like, I don't know, roots and rock and roll or soul, kind of like Wolfpack and Steely Dan or something really weird and different, like what I do at all over here. But that record was with my friend Shane Egan on drums, and he was a super awesome guy. And we did this record and played one show, and then he died. And I just don't really know what else to say about that. So that record is just sitting there, but it's on my Spotify under my name, Aaron Holstein. So I feel like that's got to stay in its own lane, And I'm going to do another Aaron Holstein record soon called Road Trip. That's going to be like the music I wish I had when I'm driving for like 9 hours. Chill, like ukulele and guitar and stuff like that.
Oh shit!
And little beats. I think I'm gonna have to just work it up and see where it goes. But
first and foremost, it's just music that you would want to hear. It's just music that you want to make, whether it's one genre or another. It just doesn't even matter where you put it. At the end of the day, it's just kind of what you're wanting to hear. And if it falls in that project, it does.
If I follow that, then I think I stay true to myself in this way that and I'm just like, I don't like, because I can get really kind of worked up and down on myself about like music and whether people like it or not. But if it's really something that I absolutely love, I'm good. It's sort of like take it or leave it, and that helps. Of course I want people to like it, but I don't care if they don't. It's different because I've got all, it's coming from this really sincere place, and I'm good with that, as opposed to the times. There's definitely been times where I was just trying to like make tunes that were exciting enough to like hang with what's going on right now, and that doesn't feel as authentic. That feels more like I'm forcing, I gotta have a good tune by Friday or else my show's going to be like last week and this is getting old and whatever.
That's a good point, because I definitely find myself kind of falling victim to that sometimes. I think quarantine is maybe like helped recenter everybody, and I feel like the tunes that are going to come out of this are going to be way more original than like the past couple years. We've just had massive influxes of constant overloads of sounds, and I mean, it's not a bad thing because it's pushed the barrier, but in terms of like personalized tunes, I feel like there hasn't been that many like new waves created, and I feel like now, I think this might be like a whole new like renaissance of ideas, because most people have been quiet for like 2 months or so, and I know they're not doing anything,
even if it's just like, sometimes like I've noticed moments of growth as a musician or whatever, that happen when I'm not really playing that much, but maybe I grow as a person, or maybe I just kind of hear something and I hear it deep, it hits different, and I'm like, whoa, I gotta focus on that. And then when I go back to my music, it's just better.
Yeah.
It just ramps up. And sometimes that's from just learning a technique, but sometimes it's just from hitting a better place personally and coming back to your music with that. And so, I just think that it's like, even those people that don't feel like they can create right now, I've seen a couple posts like that. Like people are like, I wish I could say I'm making like my masterpiece, but I'm just playing video games and watching TV and shit. I think that's great, because honestly, whatever you got to do to like just get into your equilibrium is still probably going to help your music when you make music, or
Absolutely.
your art, whatever.
Sometimes like I'll procrastinate for like a whole day, and then I'll just be like on my ass about how I just need to get on something, and then the last thing, I'll like watch a YouTube video or something, and the last thing I do that day in procrastination will inspire the crazy like boom of the idea that like sets off the rest of it. Maybe it only takes 3 hours to work on the one of the best songs, but you spent 19 hours of the day fucking watching a YouTube video. I mean, that's still important, because maybe you get the sample from the YouTube video, or you hear the song or something, and that's happened to me so many times where I just beat myself up, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh wait, that song, that's my inspiration for what I'm gonna write right now, or how I'm feeling right now. And it's almost like, all right, you need the off time a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt what happened to me when I just tried to make like Saturday night dance music, whether I was in the mood or not, 10 years every day, like just do that because that's the gig. And some days it's just like not me, and that wore it all out like faster than anything. Like it became just a place of stress and kind of like, like just instead of that feeling when you're in the flow and you're like making that tune that you just know is meant to be, I wasn't able to get that going at all. But I was able to like craft together more edits and more stuff and more things to kind of like hype up my show. But that was just like a whole different mindset. And so I think that going through these ups and downs is really educational, and stepping back enough from the gig and the job and the like that aspect of it, and getting back into that feeling where you just love the sound you just made, and like the tune you're making makes you want to get out of your chair, and like that is what I'm after. And if I chase that enough, the tunes are better.
Definitely. I think even with my movies too, like the making of the videos and stuff like that, that was my original like goal in life, was to be like a producer, a director and stuff. And then I just it kind of fell to the back burner. I did a whole bunch of other things. Then when music came back around, it took a couple years, but I started reintegrating that too. And it was like a whole another wave of inspiration that you could use too. So it's like, even if you're dormant on something for a couple years, like the skills, I feel like they're still there, and you mentioned some video editing, you have the lights and stuff. Is that something that you've been a part of too? Is just like,
yeah, I'm like really into these days. I've been rendering just tons of After Effects animations.
hey,
So like when I do live sets, all the video is original stuff I've been rendering out, and then I'll make these little 3-minute really trippy things, like basically using After Effects and plugins, and change a couple settings, change the colors, change one shape, and the whole thing changes out. And then I'll just press render and go do that for weeks, and end up with like I don't know, I probably have like 7 hours of original content or something crazy like that. So that's fun. I love it. And I love making, like, I've done some, if you dig deep into my YouTube, you'll find I did some like vlogging and some like stuff, like I did a video podcast with Mr. Bill, and I did I drove to Taos, New Mexico, and did an interview with my friend Patch, who has this awesome guitar company, and his house, and he showed me how it works and everything. So I made a few videos like that, and there's a couple about just like vlogs about Sonic Bloom, and I went to this crazy like weird castle thing in Colorado and filmed climbing all over this thing. And so anyway, there's a bunch of videos on there, and that's something I love doing, like making little movies, and it's all the same as music too, isn't it?
Yeah, no,
it
is.
Timeline editing, once you get into it, you're like, oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, it translates, copy, V, cut. It's all the same stuff, and it's once you learn one like DAW, I guess it translates to everything.
And kind of the concept of storytelling, it's like that's the way I see music anyway. So if you just poured it out to, like, at first making videos, I definitely didn't have the chops, but after a long time, you start to see where the right edit. You just know how to edit stuff, because it, like, the timing starts to be so smooth, and you start to do more sophisticated things, like, if someone's talking, you can cut to them after a few seconds of them talking. And that's like, if you watch shows with the editor's mind, you see that, and I started copying that. So that's fun. I love that. Just trying to reverse engineer shit. I've never taken a class, but I just, I'll
well, what about YouTube? I mean, what about Ableton as well? Have you taken classes on that, or is that just self-learning too?
Well, when I started with Ableton Live, it was version 1.5, and I was working in a store in Boulder, Colorado called Wind Over the Earth, and we sold recording equipment, and they were a big Pro Tools retailer, and mostly stuff like mics. We had this really cool, the owner's name is Mickey Houlihan. Still, his name is Mickey Houlihan, but he's not the owner of that company anymore. And he was just awesome wizard kind of guy, Gandalf, long hair, long beard, and he just knew everything about mics and mic preamps and mixers and reverb and stuff that you can't. There was no YouTube about that yet. There wasn't really a lot. There was just like the commercial magazines, like Mix or something, and then there was like, if you could just get near an old guy like this and just shut up and just help, then you'd learn a lot. And so they pretty much hazed me right away and made me, solder cables and like do all these kind of repetitive things that were to prove that I was going to be like smart enough to hang, but after a while they made me the PC software guy for the store. So I would be in charge of any software title that came in. So across my desk was the first copy of Reason, first copy of Live, first copy of Nuendo before Cubase. There was always like a weird Cubase Nuendo thing. They worked it out where Cubase became the music thing and Nuendo was for video. But all those software titles, I was like, would teach people how to use them as a salesperson kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And I made a lot of computers for people. So I'd build custom PCs and just order parts and start them from absolute scratch and install operating systems. And so I got really nerdy with it pretty early. Like before that, I was like using, like hacked software and stuff like that. Like 99 is one of my buddy Tucker, who is like a friend I've had for my whole life, who actually turned me out of the synthesizer, new wave music, jungle music, the sampler, the sequencer, and he gave me a CD full of software. It said Wares on it with a Z, and it was like cracked versions of every software that existed in 1999. And so, yeah.
Like, are you are you coder? Are you just like a tech guy, or like what was the origin of this?
Hardcore user, like,
oh
yeah.
Shit.
Like I definitely have like used this stuff for so long that in the old days, like we had those Sound Blaster sound cards, there was no like prosumer kind of gear yet. It was either Pro Tools, or you were just like me, like just hacking with your business computer, trying to make it into this multimedia thing, like PC. It was just the Wild West of software. So there'd be like little things that would come out. VST came out all of a sudden. Steinberg, Cubase VST, and it would crash over and over and over. And I had the first VST synth, which was like a Moog kind of thing that came with Cubase, and it would crash. And then Live came out, and it was like a toy that you could play loops in, and there were like 4 or 5 devices. There was like the delay, couple delays, EQ 4 or 5 or something silly, and then Erosion.
Wow. Dude,
that's like been there since the beginning. That's like the dopest one too. I use Erosion all day.
Really? I feel like I need to get up on some of these OG ones. Look at this fucking original Live handbook.
Yeah, so like I just had this, I pulled this out, obviously I was going to show you this. This isn't just something I have in my hand all the time. But here's like Live 1, just was in a plastic bag. And then the manual is like just like a binder thing, and paper manual.
Wow.
And right away it's just like,
wow. So it looked pretty on point since the first one.
There was 2 views. Yeah, you had the session view and arrangement view, a couple devices. It was really good for like taking beats that were already the proper length, dropping them in a cell, and loop starting them. So I was in this band in Boulder, Colorado at the time with my wife's work laptop, which was the shitty little Dell thing, and I had Ableton 1 on there, and I had like 30 or 40 beats, like loops that I pulled off records and worked out and like edited it in Wavelab. I used to make stuff on MPC gear too. And so I made all these loops, and then we had a DJ scratching and a keyboard player, and I was like the drummer. And the way to play the loops in time with the other guys was because I had latency of like a half a second. So the thing was like, I'd be like, now, and push, halfway before the next measure, and then it would start in the correct time and lock up with everybody. It was as hacked together as, it was totally the Wild West, early days of like shitty gear and weird software, but it was great. And we probably had nobody in the audience, and nobody cared about that kind of music back then either. It was all jam bands and stuff in Boulder. And so I just kept at it, just kept kind of like being this software nerd guy for music until the gear got really fun. And Live, I don't know, 4 or 5, that's probably where VibeSquaD started. And I used to play all my sets on a just Live, whatever version was out at the time, and with a couple weird controllers and laptops, and I've probably gone through 10 setups.
Damn.
I probably a whole pile of APC 40s. Like they just keep breaking in the backpacks, and the knobs keep twisting and turning sideways, and like I just have a graveyard of that stuff.
Oh yeah, mine's still sitting here. It's been giving me problems every Sunday, dude. That's what I play on still, is the APC 40. It's reliable, but there's some dirt in it or something. I don't know.
Do you have the big one, like the old one, or
yeah.
Yeah. I just went through one after another of those, and I have one on my desk right now. The last one, you know.
The last of the Mohegans.
Six, yeah, the other six are like in a pile.
Oh man.
And I've stolen them back, all the caps and all the little missing parts from all the other ones to put on this one. So this is one like Frankenstein semi good. It's never going out of this room.
Oh, that's perfect. Mine has missing knobs, missing everything. So yours looks way better.
I might have some extra. I'll send. Been at this for.
Oh man. I think I might just need. It's time for a new one, honestly. This one's been going for like 8 years or something. It's old faithful at this point.
Yeah, but if it ain't broke, you know.
That's true.
Like, and it's not. I don't know. Are you? I'm probably not going to be playing too many gigs outside of my studio for a while. They're doing some in Denver, and it's starting to happen. But I probably will not.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it easy for a little bit and see what's up. You know, the streaming thing is not too bad.
I like it. Yeah, I'm not in a rush to get out, and you know, I'm turning 49 on Tuesday, so I'm not like, you know, the youngest guy of them all, and so for me to just be cavalier about the whole thing, it wouldn't be really wise. Plus, I smoked cigarettes for my whole life pretty much, and so like the bronchitis, you know, like I'm just waiting for. I'm not a good candidate to get a lung.
You got a youngin out there, you know, doing his thing. So who knows, man? You're at risk enough.
Yeah, older son is 19, and he is, or is he 18? He's 18 or 19. It's so funny. I'm like drawing a blank. He was born in 2001. What is that? 19. And he makes music. He makes great music, and he's able to live just ninja. And it's because I got him on it when he was like 12 years old as a toy.
Yo, that's fire, man.
Yeah, wow. I was like, hey, play video games, whatever, or make beats too. And he was really into Skrillex, and so I took him to Red Rocks to see the Skrillex in 2010.
What? Was it one of his first shows or something? His first show?
Was it 2010? Whichever one, the big like mothership tour, whatever year that was.
Oh my God.
I took him there, and him and his buddy, I was like the dad. They kind of like sat down the aisle a little bit from me so they wouldn't be uncool. Funny that I'm like the uncool dad. But
what were they, like 9 at the time though? Come on, you're the coolest dad bringing him to fucking Skrillex.
In junior high, yeah, they bought matching shirts, and so they were like, they didn't. They were classic. They were like the youngest kids there, and matching merch shirts.
Hey,
it's great. No, It was awesome, and the show was amazing, and it was cool to see it like from all the generations, and just kind of stay excited about it, and you know, and so he makes music, and he's doing it. He raps and does all kinds of stuff.
Does he have a SoundCloud or anything like that? He posted online and stuff.
Yeah. His he goes by Oticah, Oticah, and that's his production name. And then his kind of artist name, where he makes his own records, is called Umbrella Hat.
Wait, so what was it? O-T-I?
Oticah, C-A-H. C-A-C-A-H.
Okay. All right, I'll go follow him. Fuck it. Let's go. I hope that's him.
So and then yeah, that's him. That's his page.
Let's go.
And so he's making music, and it's kind of fun, you know, just coffee in the morning or whatever, talking about like the new geeky whatever glue compressor or something, you know, and that's just a fun way to connect with my kid.
Dude, that's awesome.
But yeah, so we've been doing like music and music software stuff in this house forever, and now that I've been doing live so much that now this year I just got Ableton certified trainer. I went to California and did the trainer event, and it was quite a ordeal to like apply for it, but it was so cool. It was just a really fun kind of thing, and it was really fun to meet some other like just dude folks. It was great that there were 3 women on the group out of the 6 people, and you know, it was just great to connect with like other people doing Ableton Live that aren't necessarily in our little niche world of bass, whatever, just enlightening. The whole thing was cool.
Just tech heads in general sometimes.
Meet some of the people that work for Ableton, and they're all super sweet, like really funny and smart as hell. So I went there not knowing what I was going to get into, and I'm not necessarily allowed to really talk specifics about it because you sign a non-disclosure and all sorts of stuff. But it's like was just like really fun to kind of hit that high level. And then the one thing that I really took away at the end was that it's important also to just stay frosty, just like stay at the base, like don't have the curse of knowledge where you think you know everything and you reach the top, because that's bullshit. Because as soon as you are, then somebody comes up with some cooler ways of doing something and you're off thinking you have it figured out. So it just was like a really refreshing way to look at it. Like, yeah, I got a lot that I know, but it ain't shit, because there's still so much fresh like things I should be listening to and paying attention to, and with that it stays exciting, So yeah.
Okay, well that kind of answered half of the question when I had, and then someone asked and said I have a question for the OG, but I think it kind of relates to a couple of the things that you were saying too, because you brought up your son, and the question right here is how does the progression of EDM as a whole with new genres and stuff feel to you? Like as a hip hop, like in hip hop, the OG rappers, they kind of look down upon like what's going on now, and it doesn't mean they're right or wrong, but is there like that kind of sense with some of the OGs in the scene or something, like maybe it does have something to tie in with like the music business aspect too. You guys were here sometimes even before there was a business for it, and seeing it kind of get taken advantage of. Sorry,
that last thing you said is so true, and the whole question really resonates with me. But like when I started, it was pure Wild West with trying to like get gigs. Like there were no gigs for making bass music with your laptop and your computer, and like wearing a backpack and going around like Burning Man and playing sets, like stuff like that, to translate that into a living of making a living on the road on the weekends in bars and clubs took years. So the first couple rounds there were no mixers, no tables. They hate DJs. The sound guys doesn't like me, and I have to tell him I play guitar. I promise I won't go into the red. Brought my we rented a mixer because they don't even have the DJ mixers. We don't have those, and it was like a really like prohibitive thing. And then there's not just that, but there was the laptop DJs, you suck, like if you're not on turntables, you're not DJing. And I'm like, well, I'm not, I made all this music. And they're like, what? It's just really hard to find a place where it made sense to people yet. It was kind of just in between. Like I wasn't a band. Here I was in your bar. I'm standing on the stage. I'm just this guy looking at my computer. So for 2 years, it was like, dude, checking your email. And it was like this whole kind of like chip on people's shoulders on multiple fronts. So I think it was probably a gang of like maybe 12 of us or something like that were always on the same parties and always kicking it at the same things and rode around at Burning Man together and went to Shambhala and all this stuff. So I came up in the scene with like Uwa from the Glitch Mob and Lauren, Bass Nectar, and the other Glitch Mob guys, Beretta and Edit, and the original other guys from Glitch Mob, Craddy and Anacia and Random Rab, and then the young guys came up like Mimosa and Andralian, who used to be called Heyoka. They were buddies. I remember they just were like underage kids with dreads that came to like smoke backstage and stuff, and like I was like, these guys are cool, and Andre's dad was this amazing psychedelic artist named Victor Olenev, who was like kind of like onto it way before the whole, I don't know what the modern psychedelic art is called anymore, but it's just like he was just, if you look up Victor Olenev, his art is just amazing. And so his son Andre and Mimosa were always hanging out, and other people from the scene just started to grow, and it just started like proliferating. And I loved being part of a community, so I wasn't like thinking of competing with all these people. These are my friends, and I just wanted to like see if we could just play festivals every summer forever with these same homies, you know. Yeah. And then the scene grew, and I always was psyched on the youngest people coming up, and like I felt like I was an older person anyway. Like, you know, like I said, I'm turning 49 now, but so maybe in my early 30s. We're talking beginning of VibeSquaD and the end of Zilla, which was an electronic type jam band that I've been involved with for years that started Sonic Bloom. That was our origin. And we did a tour with Lauren, Bass Nectar, and the Fungineers, and maybe Uwo was on, I don't know. It was just all the homies, and it was like this big old, that's when it was the most organic ever, 2008 or 9 or something like that.
It almost had to be. I feel like I don't think the scene would be where it is if you guys like didn't take it upon yourself to lay this kind of groundwork. You know, it's kind of crazy. It's spread like wildfire.
I grew up kind of idolizing the Grateful Dead scene. You know, like the Merry Pranksters and the Ken Kesey and the, you know, I read Electric Kool-Aid, Acid Test, and I couldn't find any of that culture where I was in Chicago and growing up in the 80s. And so finally Grateful Dead, I figured out that they know that scene is where like the really trippy shit's at. So I like little by little from a real outsider standpoint, without having an older brother or cousin show me what's up, but just like me going from like punk rock, new wave, hip hop, Beastie Boys, skateboards, and then finding, you know, Grateful Dead and being like, whoa, and just being on my own with that. And that, I always looked up to their whole scene as this thing, like the Acid Test and their tours and how organic it was and how they just kind of just evolved. But it feels like kind of like that, the original glitch hop scene felt like that. And I didn't even notice while it was happening. Like I kind of took it for granted, maybe not in a bad way, but just in the way that you just don't know things are so special and fleeting and won't be forever. And so, you know, I was just like, yeah. But man, EPROM and just so many people that are still like killing it and influential on me even, and just like just so cool to kind of come up through all that. And then like that tour specifically, I want to figure out what year it is. I want to say like 2006. Yeah, because I wasn't VibeSquadding yet really that much. I had a tune that Lauren was playing, and I was proud as hell. Like I had made a tune finally, one tune that was like a banger, and people were playing it, and Lauren was playing it, and it was like, you know, that feeling like when you know, I don't know if your origin stories are similar, but man, I just started with just wanting to make one tune that like bigger DJs would play. And then it turned into like, well, shit, I'm getting gigs offers. I should just do my own shit. And but when he was playing my tune, I was really psyched. And that whole tour was like the beginning of VibeSquaD for me. I was playing in Zilla on that tour.
A couple people like they heard the word Zilla and they were like, oh, Zilla, you know. And then like, oh, I guess I'm showing my age over here too. I'm in my 30s, or I remember Zilla and shit like that. And I'm like, damn, this is something that I guess I slept on too. So is this like a band that you started or just part of that?
Really trippy kind of origin story. So Jamie Janover is my very old friend. He is the man behind Sonic Bloom festival in Colorado, and Michael Travis is the drummer for the String Cheese Incident and Iodo.
Yep.
And real old friend of mine as well. And so in Boulder, in the old days, String Cheese Incident started off local band and practicing in the garage. And I was in a hip hop band from Chicago called Boogie Shoes that sounded a little bit like the Beastie Boys. And we would come through and we played the Fox and slept in that garage at Jamie and Travis's house, because I knew Jamie from Boston. And I won't just veer down that story, but I known these guys forever and in different ways. And so I used to live in Boston too. And then so to the beginning of Zilla. So basically, I've known those guys, and we jammed in and out of Boulder. They knew me as like an independent guitar player in town, bass player, and as the tech guy. You know, like I made computers and I knew all the software. And if you want to do electronic-y stuff, you would call me and I'd figure out stuff for you to, you know, try to help people. So anyway, they called me because there was a gig. Someone canceled, or they fired the other guy, and they hired me to play after party after String Cheese. So String Cheese was playing at the Fillmore in Denver, and then we had an after party at the Turnverein house right behind the Fillmore. And in this like rental place that they had for the after party was 2 giant rooms. And on our level, we were a quartet that night. We improvised for 3 hours straight, just like raged face, starting after String Cheese let out. And it was just like a whole happening. It was an amazing thing. Incidentally, in the basement of this very building was Lauren Ashton and Michael Kang doing a Elastic Mystic, which was a jam band combo thing that they did. And there wasn't anyone down there, which is always like a funniest thing. So
What?
Bass Nectar's in the basement playing to like 6 people. And me and Travis and Jamie and Steve Vidaich, the keyboard player, were playing to like all the after party heads at the psychedelic concert, like all these tripping people. And it was epic. So we just had this crazy jam and it was amazing. I think I dosed that night. And they were like, that was awesome. You want to go on tour? Because this band that I was replacing, the person that had just broken up, had a whole tour planned. And I was like, yeah, I'll go on tour. I'd just been fired from my job, and so I was on unemployment for like a minute.
Fired from the computer job?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It was all this crazy, like, you know, things just worked out. So all of a sudden I was on the String Cheese bus, which was the other weirdest part of this story. And maybe I'm just rambling. Hopefully this is interesting to somebody other than just me. But their old bus that they call Bussy is like basically just this like rebuilt ski bus that they lived in for years on String Cheese tour. Well, it was parked behind my house for 2 years, and I would just look at it out the window when I'd drink my coffee, secretly like kind of manifesting like, man, one of these days I'm gonna fucking be riding in that bus. You know, I was just like kind of would play with it as an idea, and it was just kind of really cool. That years later, I was driving that bus. We put 100,000 miles on that bus. We did 400 shows, something like that.
Damn.
It never ended, and it was the trippiest gang. We brought like more crew than our band. The first tour, we brought like 6 or 7 extra people, and went straight to New Orleans for our first show. And it was Jazz Fest, and we played some bar from like 2 to 5 in the morning. And the bar, everyone quit that worked there. And when we were done, there was no one left that worked there, and the doors were open, and it was the weirdest experience of my life. And we were just like loaded out and just left the doors unlocked, and like there was no bartenders, no sound guys, no anything.
They just like let you have free range, or just they
let us. I think something else happened and everyone quit. It was just a coincidence. Like this tour was going to be trippy and weird from every angle for the possible way. And we're just rolling down the road in this big ass like school bus with a trailer, with just like 11 or 12 crazy hippies. And like we ended up like tour after tour. Some of them left, like the crew, and we picked up some of our fans who became our best friends. So we had 2 fans that were on tour following us around that we let on the bus to be our crew. And one of them became our lighting guy, and one of them became our like head of security. It was just a crazy scene. It was really organic, and it was like we were everywhere. We played all the String Cheese after parties, and we played at Burning Man, and we played at, you know, all these things, and went on tour with Bass Nectar, and it was I was loving it. I played bass and keyboards and MPC and computer stuff.
Damn.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that? Like, how long have you been playing the instrument side of things? Like the, you know, the boom baps and stuff like that. Like, How long is it?
Yeah, little kid. I did the thing where I wanted to play drums, and my folks made me, take piano lessons first. So I did that, and then moved on to guitar when I saw Jimi Hendrix, on TV or something, and then it was guitar for a long time, and then I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston in the 89. I went to Hampshire College in Amherst, Massachusetts, and in 90 or 91 I went to Berklee. And so I studied guitar and bass and jazz and harmony and all kinds of fun things. And then I just always had a kind of I always liked gear, and so I got into drum machines, and I didn't really have a bias. It wasn't like real music, fake music, or some bullshit like that. Like, I still hear people talk about that. But for me, I was into breakdancing to like Kraftwerk or Grateful Dead or something in between. And it's just like exciting to see it all come together over the years.
Yes, it's nice.
Yeah, I went a really long circle there, but it just reminded me about like the original question about like, do I feel like as the genres change and all these new people coming in and the scenes change, like, do I feel bitter or all these things? Never kind of got to that, not to cut you off, but I would just really quick say, now that I remember that I don't feel bitter. I feel really like I'm a fan of the younger artists now in a really kind of honest way. Like, I was tired of making bass music for 3 or 4 years. I didn't make any loud music or music with loud drums in it. I just started listening to, honestly, I think I stumbled across like some of that Slugwife stuff, heard like Seppa or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, like it's on. Like people are, it didn't stop when I stopped. Like people are making this shit, like taking it further, It reminded me of the old like Bill Bless, like with the breaks and the stuff when I was discovering Tipper and Bill Bless back in 2000 and 2001. It's like that, feeling for me to discover some new music, like your music, or like, like Chi, or like, Tsuruta, or somebody like, what the fuck, and that inspires me in a way that's fun as an old guy, and as opposed to me feeling threatened, and
is that something learned? If you don't mind me cutting in, is that a learned thing?
That I don't feel threatened from the younger people being hot or better. Yeah, maybe, because I think my ego was in the driver's seat more maybe a decade ago, and I would have had my feelings hurt by that. But now I kind of understand that, like I can't always be what people are super excited about, and it doesn't matter. And I can still be super passionate about music and learn every day and make, like, I still think I could make a better tune tomorrow. And that's such a dope feeling that cool. Like, then I should study what the state of the art is, and not a bunch of old dinosaur people with their mind made up with the curse of knowledge. And some of the guys from my scene, it's sad. I'll see some of them just get fully canceled on the internet lately and stuff. And I won't name names, but like, I just, I gotta stay fresh with what feels like authentic to me. And that's people making the music for real right now. That's not just like me and my old OGs or whatever.
No, I mean, I feel like it's it maybe just a human instinct. Maybe that's why I say, is it learned, because I think maybe a lot of us, in all ends of the spectrum, in all places of life, are kind of just, feel maybe a certain way, or, especially when it comes to art, you kind of judge your own like value of your art off of like how someone else judges it. And it's kind of like it becomes counterintuitive in a way, like you start thinking about what other people are thinking of before you make your own music, and it's like it kind of hurts the process in a little bit. But I think I've had to grow out of that in a little way too, like seeing somebody who might have started a little bit later or whatever, and then I'm just like, dude, honestly, who the fuck cares? It took me like a year or two, and to be like, I'm probably that in a lot of people's eyes too. People might think that I had a leg up, or why is this guy getting hype or whatever. So I mean, it's just,
Yeah, I can totally relate. You're like triggering all kinds of stuff. Like I have some repressed like times that like I was definitely like Pretty Lights opened for me one night, and like Big Gigantic opened for me a bunch of times. And like moments like that, I had to really grow through that. Like that did hurt. If I said it didn't, I'd be lying, and it doesn't anymore. So that's definitely something I had to go through, is to like watch, wait, why my peers are like, they're not just go blowing past me, but like they're like the biggest shit on the radio right now. I'm just still playing in like the roller rink or some some late night or some shit, and it messed my head up a little bit, which was just me having expectations and not staying on my thing and figuring out how to keep evolving. It was the curse of knowledge right away. Like, this is going to last forever. I can just do what I'm doing, but it marches on, and you got to pay attention to everything. And so there was a lot of that. So yeah, you definitely reminded me that I went through some stomach aches over all that stuff, but no regrets, because I think I learned how to it humbled me like big time.
You seem like it. You seem like somebody who can like also just say stuff like that. I feel like some people might have like an ego to the point where it's like they don't even want to admit that kind of thing, like where they had to personally grow, and I've had to say that to myself too. Like, listen, I'm a different person than I was like a couple years ago too, and the way I was acting towards some people for no reason is not productive to anything, and especially not myself, first and foremost, in my creative process. But you think having like a son that does this has helped in that way too? Like, you kind of embrace the whole new aspect of it, and he's showing you a whole new light? Or would you have been into Skrillex as much in 2009?
Yeah. I showed him.
Oh, okay. All right.
Fathers and sons, it's like he wants to do his own music. He doesn't want his dad to like really meddle with it right now. And so we don't really have like a really direct musical connection right now. It's more of like, I believe in him, and whatever he wants to do, I want him to do it, and he's psyched for me, but we don't exactly like listen to each other's music right now. And it's something that I just leave open and try not to get like, why don't you want to jam with me? Like, it's more like, come on, Dad, leave me alone. Let me do like, So I think we're in that phase right now, and maybe we'll come back and end up like collabing more. We made one tune together called One With My Son, and it's on Spinning Gears, I think. And it was super fun.
Okay.
But we've never done another collab. But honestly, that Skrillex stuff, I heard that My Name Is Skrillex EP that was a little more punk rock sounding. I had downloaded that, and I was listening at the gym, and then I heard like just some other tune. I was like, this kid is onto it, man. He's just like ripping. I was into that sort of like Justice and Noisia and stuff like that, like with really distorted kind of stuff, and so is he. And so I think that I just was like, that dude knows what's up.
Okay. All right. And luckily it was just something that your son gravitated towards too, and you could bond over, I guess.
Every 12-year-old in America was in Monsters, or whatever.
That's true.
So,
That's
true. So that was just like, I didn't need to do much other than be like, yo, check this out. And then I remember the morning, like driving kids to school. I had like a full minivan full of like 7th graders and like going bananas to something. It just downloaded. It was like Equinox, that tune. It's like with those reggae skanks in the beginning, and everyone in the car, whoa! And I just looked at that, like it was like a Muppet van,
Fucking caravans with VibeSquaD, hell yeah.
Yeah. And I was still like kind of just like wiling out. Those days I would come home from a festival and like flip my schedule, wake up and be like, yeah, I'll take the kids to school. Just like been up like days or something. Really not taking care of myself, and like drinking at the airport and just, you know what I mean? Like just being like, wow. So I was just like, yeah, Skrillex in the car for the kids. And I was a much different guy. I've chilled out a lot. That was.
Damn, crazy. Well, where did the name VibeSquaD come from too? That's another question I had on here.
Good question. Well, it was a band first of all, there was Squadzilla was the original band name, and then Zilla started, and we needed a name, and so I pilfered Zilla right out of Squadzilla, and I don't know how. Jamie was like, "Yeah, that's good," and so we did that, and then I had VibeSquaD, I think is what I changed it to. That'll be our other jam band or whatever, and then everybody quit that one, and it was just me, and so I started making tunes by myself. And the first VibeSquaD tune is Dawn Patrol, which is I sing on, and is very much a like funky vocal tune. Doesn't sound like any of the other stuff, and that was called VibeSquaD. And then from there, I started leaning in. I heard Tipper at Burning Man in an art car, 2003 or something. I was like, I want to do that. That's my thing. And so I worked on it for years after that, until I finally had like some beats that, I played them for Lauren, and I played them for anyone that I could allow to get feedback, and they kind of just sucked. I made like a bunch of shitty music for about 3 years. And then it just clicked, man. And then I just was in my zone, and I made good shit for 3 years. And then I'm back to shitty music.
Yeah, the fucking natural progression of things,
Right, the sine wave.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at a plateau right now. I need to get re-inspired or something. Maybe a dose, maybe a little half tab or something. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes that'll do the trick, I mean, like, I don't really like party anymore, but I do believe in, dipping into the world of whatever makes you go feel like a little child again and get back to that.
Get that re-inspired.
Yeah, man. And, also like you were asking about playing instruments, like I made those sample packs with the boom bap break packs. I just dropped this volume 2, and that is kind of an outlet for me when I'm not feeling like I could write a tune. I would go down to the basement. I basically just, as soon as quarantine started, I started practicing drums. I'd been practicing for months, but I started practicing an hour every single day, and I'd never done that in my life. And I just started to feel like it all to come together. And I was like, just playing like feel good beats, and not like technical. Wasn't working on like fancy drumming, but like was just trying to lay down like the serious backbeats and stuff. And it just evolved. And so I recorded them after about a month of practicing. I started recording them, and then I was editing stuff for making tunes, and I ended up having a crazy weekend where I made 500 edits and had a whole sample pack, and I was like, fuck it. And so I shared them with some friends, and I didn't even think people would like it, but people were into it. And that has rejuvenated my inspiration in a lot of ways, because like I'm using those beats, and like a lot of people I admire are using them, and it feels like meta music collaboration. Like it's like I'm secretly like in your band if you use my and like that is all I ever wanted, so it's like I know I'm not gonna be able to jam with everybody and get to collaborate with that many people in real life. So this is like this virtual way of doing it, and I, instead of me being the one reacting to it, it's like I made up the source material, and those beats hopefully really are inspiring to like start tunes with, even if you delete the beat after a while, but just get something going, and like that's kind of how I try to rejuvenate it. Like start a project, do some crazy other thing, and then see if I can feed it back into the music again.
Well, it's definitely paying off, I think, because I frequent that. Well, now the second one too, because I just started this week using it, and I think every single tune I've opened, I've at least thrown a little filler or something in there. But at least two of the tracks that we've got submitted, Leet, I know has used your sample pack, and Sokka has given it some credit. I've heard in his packs too, and it's like it is a meta fucking sample pack, to say the least. Honestly, the fill is just.
I love it. Oh, so Sokka dropped a tune. Do you have one of Sokka's tunes that you said?
I think he came in here a while ago. I think it was from the first one.
But he was saying he was using the beats. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's so great. Yeah, I heard one of his mixtapes, and I was like, I wouldn't shut up about it. I played it in one of my classes I was teaching that day. I was like, someone was wanting to know about something, and I just like, you guys need to hear this really quick.
Hey.
And I played like a soccer tune. It was like right in the middle of his mixtape. It just had the drop of all time, and I just listened to it in my car. It was like, I could talk about music, or you should just listen to this. And we blasted it. The classroom had 2 subs and these big Genelex, or JBL speakers, and it was just like really funny. But yeah, that guy knows how to make some beats,
bro. And it's crazy too, because I like met him for the first time in the beginning of the year. I think around like February or something, March. I played a show out in California, and I was like, oh, how long have you been producing for? Because, you know, same thing. I heard some of his tunes. I'm just like, this guy's crazy. He's like, oh, like a year and a half, 2 years. I'm just like, that's it, bro. I'm done.
Yeah. So next level. And it's just the approach. I mean, you know, the technique, schmechnique, you know, it's like you can learn stuff, right? You can always learn a trick. One time I was talking to Mr. Bill, and he laid it down for me, and I was like, that's my new way I want to see it. But he was like, because I was talking about in the old days, we used to just kind of like guard our technique, you know, like I wasn't going to tell everyone how to make the VibeSquaD saw bass with the wobble thing. Like that's my thing, you know, like that's my signature thing.
Yeah.
And Bill goes on and starts making videos and teaching everybody to do whatever he was doing. And that was such a cool, novel way to do it. And he was opening up this community, and he taught all of us a lot of stuff. And so we're talking, and he's like, yeah, if your whole thing boils down to a trick, then you're bullshit. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, yeah, man. Yeah. Like, so if the reason why you can do music is because you know some kind of how to route a LFO to something cool, and you didn't tell somebody that is a gimmick. You know what I mean? Like, and it still could be a cool trick, but the artist underneath, the person who makes all these decisions, should be able to work with whatever we have and like just keep barging forward and like doing the thing. And it shouldn't be like, so if I give you my secret, you can't, it doesn't kill me. It actually makes me stronger. Because what if you flip it and we create like a new understanding together? So that I was like, okay, that's correct. My old thinking is wrong. That is how I see it now, and I do. That's how I see it.
Is well, that's another question I got too. Is do you still frequent tutorials? Are you like watching new things? Are you watching Twitch and everything like that? Nice. Okay.
I think that like back to that like curse of knowledge thing, you know, like if you do something really long for a long time, you start to have your way about it, and then I can just end up making the same song over and over and over. And I always use the same kind of kicks. And I always start to, you know, I start like almost just becoming this boring version of myself if I don't hit the YouTube and Twitch and just just open my mind for a minute, listen to what someone else is doing. And I've learned something every time. And usually it's about gear I already use. Like it could be like EQ8 or something. I'm like, oh, really? I never even looked at that. Like that little thing right there. I didn't click that. And it could be some kid like drinking Mountain Dew. He's like 12 years old and like burping and shit. Like I've watched some really trashy videos and gotten the best tips, you know?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have done that. That's really cool. Like, oh, I didn't realize the noise oscillator, like you can resample all kinds of weird stuff that someone else is doing that I wasn't doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a geek. I like over coffee, I'll watch one tutorial a day pretty much. And I'll watch people's streams on Twitch if I'm not doing anything else. Like I've watched LS Dreams thing a few times. He had some great tips and all kinds of methodology. Sometimes it's just watching someone work for a little while.
Yeah. No, I've noticed EPROM. I think his the way I think it's by rank. You could do your audio effects, and I was like, oh, okay. I never knew that. Like I use the same ones over and over again, and here I am typing EQ. I can type out EQ with one finger.
I think that was me, man. I think I remember that you on that one tutorial when you were logged in. We were talking about that. I saw at the certification was that rank. I mean, it still could have been. I don't want to take away from EPROM if he did that, but that was fascinating to me because the ranking. First of all, it's hidden, and so you right click and then you can sort by what you don't use.
Yeah.
And I noticed like, wow, I never ever use this, and I never use that. So those are the ones I try to learn, and the ones that I use all the time. Like, there's stuff in there like dynamic tube or something that I was like, I didn't even know that was there, and I've been using it for 18 years or something. But it's cool. That's. Live sort of seems simple on some levels on the surface, but it just goes and goes, and like it's really sophisticated, and it kind of blows my mind.
It's like you almost got to pick a few effects and just like really get to know them, and then slowly work outwards. Because I mean, that's what I've been doing. I use the same ones over and over, and then I've kind of almost neglected a couple of the other ones. I'm like, what does this one do? I don't even know. I should look this up or something.
Right, and it's like exactly you use what works. So why would you reach for the other, like the pedal distortion, when you just use saturator all the time?
True. And
it's like that's where I get that's kind of like that curse of knowledge thing, and you just don't like have the open-mindedness of like not knowing what the fuck, and if you do that every once in a while, that reshuffles the deck. And so some days I'll just try to make beats out of stuff I never have used, like apps I'm really crappy at. Like one day it was Trash 2. As Trash 2, I had it for 10 years. I knew it was cool. I used the presets. They're gnarly. It's like so distorted, and it either works or it doesn't.
Yeah.
But recently I was like, went in and I went deep and like just spent a whole day on it, and like it's ridiculous. The convolution section is the best. You turn off the distortion and just use that convolve section, and it's amps and weird shapes and all these things you can put your sound through. And so I use that all day. So it's like the oldest effect. Had it forever. It's top on my list right now. Stuff like that.
Damn. All right. This is what I might need to look into, because I'm doing the same thing with Trash right now. Just going through some of the presets, and then that's it. I need to like do some of this. Go back, I guess, convolution mode, huh?
Yeah. Close the presets altogether. Just like turn off everything and just turn on the convolution and start going through all the little sounds, like jump a beat through it or something, or bass line. You will not believe it. It is instant variations. Okay. So you can have your bass line just ripping along, and then just duplicate a new channel, throw Trash on it, throw it in like the helmet. It's like sounds like it's like a convolution inside of like a space helmet, and then it wraps around your head for the fill or something, and then it's just the quickest process of using the Trash to get variations.
All right, it's definitely something I need to look into, because Stream has just been watching me scroll through presets recently.
Well, it is because it opens default with that big black preset screen right there, but the thing is you can go in and just turn that off so it never opens again, and then you like just start over. Because it is so great. And like you don't need half of the tabs that are on there. You can just skip like the first filter and like the just use the convolve and the saturator, or the whatever they call it, the Trash.
Okay. All right, dude. I'm gonna go on that with new perspective this week when I start producing. Fucking Trash is going on everything.
Yeah, better life through distortion. Amazing.
Oh shit. Okay.
I didn't understand distortion in the old days very well.
Wait, say that again?
I didn't understand distortion very well in the old days. Like I thought of it more like guitar pedal amps, and like it was really harsh, the distortion I was using. I didn't understand the beauty of white noise and soft distortion, and like distorting subs and like getting that like type of stuff. No idea.
It's almost subtlety in a way, It's almost doing it like very subtly.
It makes everything so much sweeter. It doesn't sound like necessarily grittier or dirtier, like until you get to that point, then it does. Like right underneath that sweet spot, it just makes everything full. And I didn't get that. I didn't understand saturation until years ago, really.
I'm still working on it too, man. I just cranked that shit up. That's it.
Yeah.
It's either 0 or 100 on the dry wet for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with me. I got to find that nice middle ground.
Well, yeah, it's I love noise and distortion now, like tape hiss, record crackle, and all this stuff. Everything we were trying to get rid of from our music, like in the 80s, I want back now,
Yeah, now we're calling it warmth or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Vibe. You're like, oh yeah, that tape hiss. That shit up. I love that. And it's my favorite thing.
That's true. It's like a nostalgia almost. We're longing for it.
It must be the nostalgia, because it doesn't, or I don't know, it'd be cool to, I guess, how would you find someone that had no reference for that? But if you did, I just wonder if it's just the fact that I grew up on crappy technology and it all sounds like when I was a kid and that's nostalgic, or whether I just that like soundscape of the white noise swirling around puts me in a mood on its own. I don't know. It definitely harkens back to like listening to records or listening to tapes or whatever.
Yeah, nostalgia worship kind of thing. Throw in a little Bass Nectar song. But hey, what was the song that Bass Nectar started playing? We got that question. I remember that just now when I said Bass Nectar.
Swivel.
Okay. All right. I remember getting that question.
Yeah, it's the one that goes, "Who be the king of the sound?"
Oh, okay. All right. I think I heard you play that one actually at when we caught you at Past the Good. It was down in Florida. It was just, dude, it was in the middle of like a Shriner Hall. It was in Pensacola, Florida.
Right. Oh man, that's so random.
Dude, so random. I just remember that song there. I don't know why.
Crazy. Yeah. That was that was like the first one that all my homies, because I was always giving them tunes and they were like, okay. I remember Ua played like one of my tunes and it wasn't mastered very well and the bass was like too loud, and he played it in Portland at Doug Fur, and it was like almost blew the house sound system. It was like, and I was just cringing like, that's my song. And I remember at the first Sonic Bloom I did VibeSquaD playing like right before Bass Nectar or something, and I played a whole bunch of all those tunes, and that I had like just all my original early stuff, Wobbleston and all those type of tunes. And I got off stage and Ua and Beretta came right up to me and they go, dude, you need to send your shit to mastering. You need to send it to Bill Bless to like master that shit, because your snares are bright. Your bass is all messed up. He's like, the tunes are really good, but you need to get that shit. And they said it right away, and I just remember staring at them, going, "Okay." And I just like called Bill or emailed him, and I was like, "Bill Bless," and he was who everybody sent their records to master for a while, and he's the greatest guy. And he would send them back like cooking, like banging, And it was like such a Christmas morning vibe, like send off. I would make them in Reason, send it to him, and he'd send them back, and they'd be like ready to rock. And I'd play them, at that weekend on the whatever. And so, yeah, that was just an evolution. Like it started off sounding really shitty and not knowing it. I had a couple DJs lecture me about bright snares over the.
I mean, hey, it's a hard learning process, right? The tough love, I guess. We had to. It wasn't always like the loudness wars, right? It was fucking slowly and steadily, just little by little. Let's see how high we can raise this. There used to be some sort of courtesy, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's the graphic showing like some record from the 80s and 90s and then 2000 and now. And it's like really dynamic little wave with all these spikes, and the next one's a little bigger. And then the current one's just like this brick, like dude. Zero definition, just brick. But that's, if you sit around grumping about that and you're insisting on mastering your stuff for dynamics, then you're not going to get heard that well at the gig. And it's just, you got to play the game.
and look at, like you said, like Slugwife and people like that, that glitch hoppy, like the neuro bass, like they find a way to make it brick but dynamic, like a Tipper-esque, it's just, they've been pushing the boundaries on not just losing quality, but it's like, let's make it as loud as we can but still hit, and I think Sluglife is one of those people who do that very well.
They do. They slam it, and it's amazing to see like people getting up into like 6 luffs and having it be like not just disgusting like my tunes. When I get them that hot, I'm like, ooh, that's not holding it together. But their stuff is like tough as nails at that heat, level. And I after the Bill Bless days, I mastered my own stuff for 8 albums or something in a row. And it was such a thing, pulling out my hair, just for over a week on each tune, going out to the car and going, this sucks. And then making, 50 versions. Like, I had ridiculous amounts of versions of these tunes and would start to hate them. And that would be making an album. Like, I hate myself. Then I tend to put it out and not want to put it because I feel like a pile of shit. So I just decided recently that I would just send stuff to mastering. I did an EP for Sleeveless Records, Stylist Beats, super nice dude, and he sent it to Subvert Central in England, and that's where I guess a lot of people go.
That's where I use, Bob.
Yeah. So I was surprised. Like, G Space came over one time and he saw like it on the screen here, and he was like, "Oh, you sent it to Bob," and I'm like, I'm like, "Hey, wait, everybody knows this guy, Bob."
The SC Master.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, it just, and it's funny because I was brand new to the little gang, I guess, but then I realized that Liquid Stranger and Dirt Monkey and Subdoct, all these people I know are sending stuff to him, and he's great.
Yeah.
So then I realized, like, that's so much more fun. It's worth the money. That artist needs to make a living, so we do need to send professional projects to mastering engineers so that they can keep their $100,000 speakers, humming along. And so for the Backpacked EP that I just did called Fly, I really, really feel good about this record. I sent it to Jade Cicada, and he did an incredible job. And Skylar, I trust, and just like was so happy to be. When I saw him post that he's gonna do mastering in his studio, I was like, yeah, that's good. I trust that guy. And he's a friend. He knows VibeSquaD from the old days. He was a fan, all that stuff. But I also really respect his music, like really do, on the highest level, and his sound. And he just bought some Barefoots and had his room tuned, Matt Davis, and the whole thing. Like, he's doing a good job. So I sent that to him, and he did great. And I went on a camping trip in between with my wife for our anniversary and came back with banging masters, and like was so proud. And I didn't go through that whole like throwing up in my garbage can for a 2 thing. I just finished the tunes and sent them over to him, and they came back, and I had enough space from them to like them again. And then he did them proper, and that was such a good feeling that I was like, sweet, this record's fun, put it out. I still suck at marketing, but at least I put out a record that I really can stand behind, and and I'm definitely sending more stuff to him. His service is, he's got a website where you can just kind of upload stuff, but he did a solid job.
I got him maybe one of my first EPs he did. I didn't even know he was still doing it because he's gotten so big since then, so I didn't know he was still doing it, but that's dope to hear, because even the shit that I have from him from, I want to say like 5 years ago already, it still holds up to a lot of the stuff that I play out now, so I can't imagine him with the updated shit and monitors and his new system in Denver or whatever. Yeah,
it's really great, and I just really, I like him or admire his music, and that's for me enough of a starting place. And then now that he just rocked on these masters, I'm sold. And that's fun because then I can like make music. It's kind of like, the part I don't like about it was the mastering.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Yeah, and I teach music, and I teach mastering in a part of the class. I definitely have struggled through it for ages, but I know I don't have $10,000 speakers in my studio and a perfectly treated room, and I'm also a little bit biased on the music by the time it gets to the end. Like, I don't want to turn that hi-hat down, but I need to turn that hi-hat down. But so I'm not the right guy for that moment.
Yeah. Nah, it like you said, the biasness is kind of what, he'll tell me to turn down, Bob will tell me to turn down 2 decibels of bass, and I'm like, really? It sounds good on my end. The snare, really? 3 decibels? But then he sends it back, and I'm like, psh, no question. I don't question you no more. That's it.
Funny, like, you could, like, because on our end, we're probably trying to overcompensate. It's like, we need it to be banging, for us to feel. But sometimes, like, you take that, put that on a really nice PA, and it just sounds muddy as hell, and you're like, wait, what happened? And that's what they know in those nice rooms with PMC monitors and all that good stuff. Yeah.
They make it sound good on a iPhone speaker, you know. They know how to make it make it translate to every system, good, expensive, or bad, and fucking what everybody has, you know. I think that's what's important.
That's why you pay them the money to do it, you know. And I think that for a long time I was in such a do-it-yourself mindset. I felt like it would be a shame on me to not do my own mastering or whatever, because I had felt like I was known for my sound or whatever bullshit I was thinking about it. But it's such a dream to just finish a tune and flip it over to somebody else and move on.
For real. Dude, and I mean, I even know of some people that do. I think they send it to Bob for mixdowns too. Like, I don't know if he does mixdowns. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. He has another department in Subvert. But I mean, dude, imagine that too. Just getting done with the idea and not even the mixdown process. I'm like, I can't even imagine.
That's how everything worked in the old days. If you pick up any record from the 70s or 80s, and it's like recorded by this guy, engineered by this guy, mixed by this guy, mastered by this guy, and so, and there was a producer, and the artist just basically was just like getting high and waiting for them to say, "Here's your sing," you know, and then all these other people were doing all these other things, and the do-it-yourself thing is new. True. That's like this laptop modern like cheapskate vibe, you know. True. Which is great. That's me, you know. I was like, I don't have to work with anybody else. Sweet. Like, that's what I want. So I don't want to work with other people. I was sick of bands and collabs and all that. I just wanted to be able to do everything and then pack it in my backpack and go make a living playing like shows. It was all my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like the skateboarding of music making, you know. It's like instead of a team sport, which I think everyone was used to, skateboarding came along and it was like it's a very personal experience, and I think that's what resonated with me, at least, you know. Why I like that kind of thing. And the same thing, the bands, I got sick of waiting for them, you know, waiting for people to fucking show up to band practice or not if they were gonna, and then it's like I'm here. I'm doing it. Why not?
It's like having a whole bunch of dysfunctional relationships, like girlfriend relationships, but you're just in a band with everybody. Dude. Then you got to like eat every meal together on the road.
Split the money, you know? Dude.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it just like slims down everything to just be able to do it yourself. But don't forget that, like, at least the mastering part is unless you just love it and you're a glutton for punishment, it is such a good way to keep the economy going for mastering engineers and let yourself hook. I'm a fan.
I mean, I don't think Bill Bless, you know, he would be able to buy all those cool little gizmos and gadgets without some of the mastering money, huh?
Yeah, he mastered everything for everybody.
Because he's the ones that he has all those. He's constantly posting on Twitter with those crazy analog setup, right?
No. He's a really obscure guy at this point. What
am I thinking of?
I mean, just in terms of the music industry.
Okay.
But he's doing lots of music. But he lives in California, near LA, and it used to be like in Texas. He had this label called Bless Records, and he had his artist name was Son of the Electric Ghost. Yeah, look up So Tag. I'll play the one song, Son of the Electric Ghost. Yeah. Crowd Reaction is the song we want.
Which one is it?
On YouTube. Yeah, Crowd Reaction is the song.
All right. I swear, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of someone else who's like always posting videos with like the craziest wall of analog gear, like insane. Oh, Richard Devine, they're saying I'm thinking
Richard
of.
Devine. I was just going to say, is it Richie Devine?
Richard Devine. I don't know why I was thinking of Bill Bless.
Yeah. Bill, this tune right here, this crowd reaction tune is so future. He made it so long ago, and it just bangs. It takes no prisoners.
All right, let's see it out. And you know what? We could get into, I think this might be a good segue to some of the tunes. We got Elevate. I know he's in here, so he's going to be the first one up. I'll shoot that over to you on Twitter, too, while we're playing this. Let me see if this overlay works.
See if you can drop it in the little Skype chat.
Okay, we'll do. Where is this? There you go. 1 second. Oh, I messed up right there. There we go. Okay. I don't know, you look shrunk right there.
Make me tall.
There you go. Boom. 7 feet at least. Okay. There you go. All right, we got one from Sonny the Electric Ghost, which I guess is Bill Bless. Who would have known? Who would have known?
He has like a lot of monikers. Yeah. He was making breakbeat vinyl, like world class stuff back, and they'd fly him to London to play it, like Trigger and stuff.
Okay, let me see if this is working. Oh. Like we were talking about the old the songs, man. It's not mastered like it's used to, you know, like all these other ones. I gotta up it like 20 decibels.
We can keep it in the same loudness category.
In 2003 it was released.
I'm telling you, the dude is like from an alien space. Just had this stuff from the get. I heard this shit. I was.
You guys hear that? No.
And the coolest thing is like this little breakdown right here. He's just patient. Like there was no hype. This is before dubstep. This is breakbeat stuff. You know, UK breaks. And so he'll just go silent for 16 bars with this little creepy stuff, and then just bang the beat again. It was strictly live. Like he was imagining playing like at these type shows that were way different, like underground. You know, in the dark, no lights, just function one. It's just like
kind of what we're all trying to go back to. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like the black box. The 2003, come on.
Just like. Couldn't find this. Like this wasn't something you could just find on the internet. You look, Bill, that's a.
Wait, hold on. I got you lagging real quick there. I don't know what it is on my end. Maybe it's because I got a lot of things open. Even used for this shit in 2003?
He wouldn't even tell anybody. He'd always say Cakewalk 1.0. He's a Texas accent, and he'd always be like pictures of him with plates of cheeseburgers, and he just wouldn't tell you how he makes his music. I've become buddies with him, and it was more like early Cubase. He's a Cubase guy, and he would basically make synths in Reactor and like hand sequence the whole thing, and then it was just like pioneering computer music.
Dude, for real. Is he friends with like Dave or something like that, or Dave Tipper or anything? Like they bounce ideas back and forth?
Well, there was an interesting. I went to dinner with a whole table of DJs, and Bill was on one side and Tipper was on the other side. with me, and they do know each other, but they were like, "Oh, hey, nice to see you again, man." I don't think they've had the like hang. I don't know. There's just from picking up on that they knew they respected each other, didn't actually have like the same hangout rapport. So I don't know, but because of that it was like this current scene with chatting online and being really like involved with all these people virtually didn't exist. So you were just emailing people, and it was all slow. And
True.
maybe you'd be on AOL Messenger or something like that, you know? But like it wasn't really very activated. And so there were a couple message boards I knew of to get on, and I didn't know how to get in touch with these guys. And it wasn't just like everyone, MySpace, really. It was MySpace is how you got in touch with everybody.
Wow.
And you just click on, like, I had a raging MySpace account and was like asking people to be my friend or whatever you did on there all day. Like, friend. Well, and then you like have your top friends and you or organize them, and like it was super stupid. But you were able to have your 4 songs, and then you could chat through the mail, and that was the beginning of all this hustle. That's how I got gigs.
Dude. Oh, MySpace, right? That was the first way, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
I put it there, and then I'd get emails, people being like, "What's your fee to?" My first gig out of town was in Houston, playing this place. It was like this huge bombed out, like crazy wreck of a wasteland, like industrial buildings, that they had this tower, and they brought power out there. And I played in this, like, it was like what I would imagine raves in like Russia or Czechoslovakia or something would be like. Like it was crazy, and like the power went out and all this stuff. But I played on some big cement tower to all these people, and it was like rave scene there. And I think I got $300, including that was for my flight and I paid.
Shit.
I basically paid to play that gig,
Yeah.
but it was like the first out of town VibeSquaD gig.
Damn.
And I'm excited about that.
That was my first out of town fee too. Honestly, they threw me 300 out. That was more than I've ever fucking made too. And I was like, shit, we get paid.
I felt like a star. I couldn't believe I went out of town on my own music, just me, and played in this weird scenario. And it was like, it wasn't like a greatest show, but it just was like it was the seed. It was the potential. I was like, man, if I just could get this going every weekend, I could pay my bills with this.
Yeah,
you know?
and that feeling too, just that after show feeling. You're like, oh damn, man, this is wild. I got a little bit of that with streaming too, but I missed that live show stuff, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I do. The very first one that really popped for me was at Burning Man, and it was just a lucky moment. And I was supposed to play. We did this thing called Spork, and it was me and Jamie Janover and Ua, and it was like a real side project. But it was like, I don't know, it's just this crazy electronic band thing, and none of them, or Ua didn't show up, and it was right after the burn, and I was standing there, and Jamie's like, maybe you should start playing a little something. And it turned out to be my first big ass VibeSquaD thing, and everybody filled the room, and it was like, just I honestly played. My wife was there. I honestly played my heart out and had tears in my eyes at the end. Like it was like such a dream come true for my entire life, that I felt like it all absolutely came together in that one moment, and that was the gig for me. That was the one. I was like turned around and I was totally like choked up, and I was like, damn, like I can't believe it. And it's just been like a pent-up thing for a really long time, but that was like probably 2007.
So how long into that was that? How long into your whole career was that? That was one of the first gigs? That was a while.
Yeah, I was born in 1971, so I was 30 something. I'd been in bands and toured, and gotten signed and gotten dropped by labels, and had almost made a living for music for 20 years or something like
Damn.
that. Like something long. And so it was just such a catharsis to feel like as soon as I got home from the burn, my email box was full of like, dude, you got to come to Seattle, you got to come to Portland. And I was like, yup, I'll be there when, sure. And then I got a booking agent and a manager, and they sucked, and it fell apart, and they just absolutely treated me like shit, and I just had really miserable with that. I moved on to another one, also did that, and then another one. I'm not talking to that person, and then another one. You know, it's just like one shitty business situation after another. But man, that gig was pure. That gig was so pure.
Damn. No, I mean that's what keeps us in that shit. You know, it's like we keep getting all these, you know, maybe like external things kind of like thrown in your face. Oh, you're not that hyped. Oh, you look at your friend getting more hype. Oh, what about this shitty manager? What about this? And then it's like, but I'm still here. You know, I'm still doing it because what else we got to do? You know, we're making music. Why the fuck not? So
I think the old mentality of like rock and roll stars being like young, sexy 21-year-olds, and then after that, that's it. Like messed up a lot of people. I mean, they do that in the film industry.
That's true.
You're it, and then you're very much not it until you play grandpa or whatever. So you could do your comeback at the end, and then you get every gig in the world as, you know, with like the elder person in the movies. But for a while, those folks, especially the women, just sit out, and it's lame. And so there's that in music for sure. And I think it's a holdover of the young rock legends, you know.
Definitely.
And then now, yeah, you could do this for a long time.
Yeah, it's almost like you almost don't need to be the touring act. I think that's what's this is nice too. The streaming stuff is like it's maybe giving people a whole nother platform, a whole nother avenue to express themselves and maybe dive a little deeper than they would just showing up to a show and you know, just being a DJ. You know, like I know my buddy Honeycomb, he's such a very well versed, just like yourself, like in multiple different instruments, and not a lot of people get to see that because you can't physically bring all this stuff to a show. And I've seen him bring some of it, set it up, and then fucking nobody's there. So he's playing to 10 people, setting up for an hour and a half, you know, and then it's like people just want him to sit there and beatbox anyway. But now in his house, he could do everything. He could live loop his guitar. He's been doing everything. And I'm like, I think this is giving people another insight into you know, not even like just the show life.
That's great to hear. That's what's up. Yeah, it is a prohibitive to bring all, like, the Zilla would bring the kitchen sink. We would set up 4 apps. It was like 2-3 drum sets on stage. It was the dumbest, easiest setup you've ever seen in your life, because we'd all trade instruments, so we'd set up everything. I set up everything I had. I put like a rug down under, you know, and then just set up like this crazy garden of sound stuff, and it would take me hours. And I did that at every gig, like a me. And then the second I could just show up with a backpack and open my laptop, I was like, fuck all that.
Yeah.
Feel like that sucks about me, that was lazy of me, that it is worth it to take all your stuff. But I haven't had a chance. And like, if you fly, you sure can do it.
Nah.
And if you're playing like between 2 loud DJs, first of all, no one cares that you brought your guitar. It just, like, you know, it started to become this dumb thing that I was like, why would I bring all that extra stuff when really now I bring like a thumb drive and a headset, and I use CDJs, and I just work really hard on the music, you know, and I just do my homework, and so that thumb drive has got like my best shit on it, and that I can stand behind. And that's how I had to work out my Rode thing. So yeah, you're right. Like at home, I'm like, whoa, I got the Rhodes and I got all this shit, and like can just sprawl. It's like never would happen live.
Nah, yeah, they don't even get to see that side of you almost, you know. You have to really dig deep, you know, to know you're doing all this stuff. Like even I didn't know about the Aaron, like your name project on Spotify. I have to write that down and fucking and check that out after.
I did that almost consciously when I was like right at the end of Zilla. Like I did not want to be known as a guitar player, bass player in jam bands anymore at all. Like I wanted to make electronic music, and I just wanted like that whole gang to like let me in, you know, kind of thing. And I stopped. I didn't care about being in bands. I was in a band in Denver called Future Jazz Project too. I just wanted to stop all that and just do VibeSquaD as an electronic music artist, you know. And so I didn't tell anyone I played guitar. Like I actually called myself a recovering guitar player for like 10 years.
Recovering.
You know? It's hard to separate. There was like I felt like there was maybe a bad bias about jam bands. Maybe there still is, you know, amongst the electronic fans, you know. And so I wanted to just not have to be that guy from the jam world and just try to just be the bass guy, you know.
That's true.
And that's different. So
now it's almost like opposite.
And now I got to remind, no, I do. I play guitar. Like I played guitar for 30 years every day.
And piano and drums. Come on.
Just don't get a lot of outlets for any of that, which is fine. Like I play piano every night for about an hour, and then like I'll go places. It'll be such a journey, and I'll stop, and like nobody in my house is really care. So like nothing. I kind of like, hey, that was nice. No,
Pat myself on the back.
But my dog lays there with me, and that's enough. So my dog Bear is like my piano audience, and she'll totally come in every time I play. She'll lay there with me, and so I'm like, "It's for you, Bear," and we'll go into like the deepest journeys. Like I've played for just my dog. Yeah, it's
Oh
open.
man. Hey, well at least you got someone. At least you got an audience member.
She's the best. Yeah, she's my buddy.
Super supportive. Always there for you.
100.
At least you got a fan right there.
That's my fan. Yeah. Keeps me humble though. That's one thing that's cool. My wife was never like my fan. More like just like my partner, and she was proud of me, and she's stoked, and she's happy for me, and she likes my music. But it was never this like. She also doesn't give a fuck.
Okay,
And that's
good. That's good too.
Yeah. So there's no like, I have no status. Strictly back to like, here's the keys, man. The kids are late. Let's go.
Oh, that's just dad over there.
And that's great. That was good. Coming home from having played some show and then be slapped right off my high horse and be like a dad Monday morning. And
That's true.
It was really humbling, and like that was more about learning about me being real.
Yeah. No. Oh shit, man. Hey, well, that's a perspective we haven't had here yet. None of the homies have had kids and keeping them humble and everything like that. So I think that's a whole new, fresh perspective we have. And we got to check out your son's music too. I hit him with the follow, so I'm excited to check it out.
Hey, let's listen to some. Is anyone still on the stream wanting to listen to some tunes?
Yeah, well, you want us to bring up something?
Or no, one of your.
Yeah. We got Elevate said he was here. So he's right here. That was the first one we got up. So I think I just linked it to you on. What do we link it? What are we using? Skype.
Okay.
So it should be in the chat right there. It's Elevate music. It's called Game Over. I'll send it again real quick too.
Okay.
But there's a little. You see how to bring up the chat, right?
No, but I'm like, it's kind of a Luddite when it comes to the Skype.
Oh, okay.
Wait, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Eric sent a link.
Yep.
Okay. Should we call it?
So, studio guest. All right, so we're gonna get into music. We got Elevate up here. El Fuego is the track. Elevate. I think I got a different one. Which one did you send me? I have the Super Mario one. Game Over. That's not it. This is from. No, wait. It is it. Okay. You got this one loaded up, Mr. Aaron.
The Game Over one here. I'm trying to find where it is. I got the Girth.
Oh, okay. It was right under that. It was the yellow Super Mario track. Yeah, that was Discord. I sent you before that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Elevate. You sent the Game Over one. Is this the one you meant? Yeah, I think this is it. Okay. Do you need me to send it again?
No, I'm just having trouble figuring out. I'm just like I can see all your previous submissions in this huge list, but I just might be in the wrong place.
Oh, okay. I could say, like, are you on Skype right now too?
Yeah, I'm looking at music submissions Discord.
Okay, so yeah, if you scroll all the way to the bottom and just go up from there, this one's like the yellow Super Mario one.
Okay.
In the music submissions tab, it's like maybe 5 up.
And you've been doing this for a while, huh?
Yeah, this is like the sixth, I guess, beat and greet episode, and we've been doing something different every week, like sets on Sundays and just trying to switch it up.
Is it down under the Vide tune?
No, it's right above. It's above that. It's the yellow Super Mario World one. The Vide is maybe 3 from the top, and then that one's like maybe 5 more up. Here, I'll post it in the. I'll post it again right at the bottom.
Got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. That's how long it takes old people to learn new tricks. But now I'm hip. Now I'm like a Discord guy.
Now we're gonna be great, bro. We're gonna be fluent as fuck right now.
That's right.
Okay,
Cool.
so
if I hopefully it's not going to play out for you. I think it's just my mic.
yeah,
right?
it might just be you. I'm gonna mute myself too, so you don't hear mine. But I guess we'll just start in like a second or two. All right,
Okay.
man. All right, let's go. Let's go. We got Elevate up here. Guys can hear that all right? Oh. That did just stop. My mic or the music? Is my mic loud or is the music? Let me know. Let me know. Jesus.
Nice one.
Yeah, Elevate. I think one thing we need to address before we get into it, that shit is 8 years old, dog. Holy shit. All right, not fucking bad for an 8-year-old tune, dude. It's definitely
Amazing.
on level of what you've been producing.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Dude, great stuff, man. Elevate's usually somebody who comes in here. He's got such an eclectic sound. He actually said right when we started that he made this one. I think he submitted this for a reason. Hold on. He said he made this one after seeing you somewhere. Fuck, I lost the comment. But
Cool.
it was I think inspired by you, boss.
Oh, I love it. Well, I'm a huge Mario. I've actually been down with Mario since Donkey Kong when I was like a little dude when that first came out, and the first big video games were like roller rinks. And I sound so old. I think I sound years old. It's like Grandpa Simpson. In my day, with tying an onion on her belt. But go play with Donkey Kong, and that was my shit. And so then Mario came out on Nintendo or some Super Nintendo. I've been down since then, so I love it. Love the tune and the energy and the like, all the twinkly little Mario sounds, and it has like a really nice like beat and just vibe to it. It's good stuff, man.
Definitely, dude. Is it out? Is that one that you just shared with us from 8 years ago, or is this something that's been out? Bro, no, it's out. Let's go. From some hip step dub hop. All right, Elevate, we appreciate you, dog.
Yeah, that's great, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. All right, so I'm going to send you the other one, next one, too. We got Thick Boy Wubs. I know he's in here. Darling Sugary, thank you for the bits. Thank you. Y'all ready to summon a demon? Yes, Thick Boy. Of course, Elevate, dude. Yeah, I highly suggest, even just giving him a follow, because I don't know if that did him justice for the rest of the tunes he's been putting out too. It's so eclectic. It's very vibey. He's got he sings on some of them. He fucking plays guitar too. He's got a nice little thing going, and every week he shows us something different. So Elevate, thanks.
Love it.
Thank you again. All right, so did you get this other one?
What's the artist name? I'm kind of like Thick Boy.
Thick Boy. Yep.
All right. Don't fuck with the second draft. All right, I'm in.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna start it up right now.
Okay.
All right, boss.
Give me some fucking gas, man. Hey, give me some fucking gas, man.
Yo, mic check. Alright, so yeah, I was listening to that drop, man. It goes, and then when the bass stops, what the fuck does happen? But I really think, when I'm at a show, and that shit just goes, really what I would say is, oh, no, he did. Or something like, oh, no, that boy done lost his mind. Something like that. So, use those bits. I'm gonna do them here a little bit again, but I really like that. Just, oh, no, he did. Or, oh my God, that boy done lost. And then right when you say lost, boom, that little whoop-whoops come in.
Thick boy.
I love it. That was sick.
Yeah, that was deep, dark, and dangerous.
That tune was just dripping with white noise. I love it so much. That's just was like some big dragon breathing or something. I just immediately started picturing all kinds of stuff. Super dope. So awesome.
Oh man. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Thick boy. Did you link us your SoundCloud? And what?
I saw it in the chat.
Oh, yeah. You did. Okay. Oh yeah, I see it too. And what was that sample from? It's pretty funny, honestly, in a way. It's nice. It's a nice. I like the samples that aren't too serious too. It's got a nice little joking manner about it.
Sick, and then the spoken word at the end is great. It's just you get pulled right into it. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it goes along with it very nicely.
Yeah.
All right. What's up? Oh, Indal. Oh my God, dude, is this a brand new track? Thick Bass? Because I remember you saying you got a new one for us. So I don't know if this was one, if it was ready, or if you pulled another one out your freaking kazoo. Because that was dope, man. So this was new from this week? Fuck yeah, man. All right, boss. Well, it's got the idea.
Definitely, it has teeth and hair. It's gnarly. I love it. It's great.
Hell yeah. J-Bones, thank you. Yeah, it's the new one. All right, man. All right, so we got another one from Indal. Thick boy, thank you so fucking much, man. Another week, another great submission from you. Dude, I wouldn't even know what to say to that thing. It's just it's fat right now. It's got the great idea. Fucking send it to Bob. Maybe that's what I'll say. Send it to Bob. Okay, that's what I was looking for here. Oh yeah, Indal, there you go. I just sent it over to you. The Baby. The pre-drop was from the Baby song. Oh my God, and the end was from a voicemail what my friend sent me. Dude, that's awesome. Incorporating some shit like that, like some just personal stuff, It's not like a sample you grabbed on Splice, bro. It's yeah, it's the Baby. Yeah, that's fire, boss.
What's the artist name on this one?
This one's Indal.
Indal.
Indol. Let me make sure I got you. Yeah,
Indal. Okay. Yeah. Elasticity.
Yep. Yes, sir.
I like that cover too.
Yeah, I like it too. What is that? Little what kind of molecule is that?
What molecule are we looking at here?
All right. You want to start it up?
Yeah, ready.
All right, let's go. And I know this one's going to be good. Thank you, Humboldt. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That was gnarly.
Jesus, dude. Bro, Indal. Another one of these dudes he's got 174 followers on SoundCloud, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like some of those sounds, bro.
So great. Just the way it's all put together, I immediately closed my eyes and just went in and wasn't thinking about how the music was made at all. And to me, that's the stuff. So,
yeah.
It's great.
No, 100%. I wasn't thinking about key, nothing like that. It sounded so wonky to it, but it all blended perfectly in, you know?
Yeah. I love whatever the kind of ambient room space around the basses and stuff. There's just like a vibe. Like I felt like I was if I closed my eyes, I was definitely inside the music. And like, I loved it. It's great.
Yeah. The wonkiness, that's like something about like some of those basses. It's like metallic. Like what do you know what kind of effect that is on some of that shit? Is that like you said, the airy? How do you bring that kind of thing out?
You're asking Indal, or are you asking me?
Well, actually, both. You know, it could be. I'd like to hear your because last week when we had Honeycomb, he was listening to some of the basses and then he'd make them back with his mouth. So it was almost like it was awesome.
I was definitely just hearing like the space around it. So like I really want to know what, like, was that a reverb or a convolution? Like that's the kind of thing I would imagine would be like that Trash 2 Convolve setting would definitely take you to that shapes and like spaces. So I was just curious what Indal actually did.
So the convolution will help with that like metallic wonky bass kind of shit?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, Indal. I don't know if you personally made those or you got those from a sample pack or something, but the way you put them together, chef's kisses, baby.
Yeah, good shit, man.
Dude, awesome. Yeah, man. Okay, so we got Vide up next. Actually, let's do the we got Kano because he was at work. He just got out of work, and then we'll do Vide. But
yeah, Vide's a homie.
I don't know what we're gonna get into with that boy. Some crazy stuff. All right, but we got Kano up next, and you got the Vide one up there. So we'll just go to this Kano one, and then the Vide one right above it.
Cool.
So we'll start off with Kano right now.
All right.
Peaceful Protest by the man Kano. All right, I'm gonna start it up.
The size of the crowd is pretty big. In fact, as far as the eye can see, it's just people. This is the largest crowd that I personally have seen since the pandemic started, and we all had to start social distancing. But the cause is so important to the people here that they're willing to risk their health in order to make a point. You take a look around, you see all the signs, and if you look up, this will give you a sense of the size of the crowd here. There are people now standing on the wall outside of the State House because it's shoulder to shoulder here on Beacon Street in front of the State House. This is a peaceful protest. This iteration of it started about an hour ago. Right now people are chanting, "I can't breathe," echoing the words of George Floyd. They are calling for justice not only in this case, but let their voices be heard. And that is something that this movement feels is just not. Let their voices be heard.
peaceful protest. It has been since it started. This iteration of it started about an hour ago. Right now, people are calling for justice. Not only in this case, but so many others. Brutality has resulted in death. What you see here is solidarity.
Let me just say something. One little thing. But the cause is so important to the people here that they're willing to risk their health. But the cause is so important to the people here that they're willing to risk their health. But the cause is so important to the people here that they're willing to risk their health in order to make a point. You take a look around, you see this iteration of it started about an hour ago. Right now, people are chanting, "I can't breathe," echoing the words of George Floyd.
Oh.
Man, that was so sick.
Yeah. One of those where he just ended us off too on a big ol' blue balls.
Creative way to end it. Man, those samples are just giving me chills. Like, just what a timely piece of music, and like what a energy. Just that was so sick. And I'm a huge sucker for the beat that's like boom like super late and sloppy like that with percussion, and man, that was just dripping with that, and like, man, that is so nice.
Yeah.
Super pocket, yeah, whole thing.
Dude.
Love it.
Kano. Every week too, another one every week that comes in with all over the spectrum type stuff, man. And I feel like I've been following him on social media since, he's been in here all the time, and he's been out there protesting and very, very adamant about the whole thing. So I could feel the energy, you know what I mean? I know where that's coming from right there. It's literally called peaceful protest. So yeah, it's for the times right now, It's perfect.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back through this afterwards and follow all these homies.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Much appreciated, Doug. I'm sure they appreciate that too. So you want to get into the Vide one right now too? I don't know if he's in here, but hey, we'll listen to Vide right now. And then we got about 2-3 more tracks after, and we'll let you go, man. You've been fucking killing it, dog.
So much fun for me. I mean, honestly, I always used to tell everybody, like you do this music in a pretty isolated way when you're making music by yourself. So I've been just in my basement or my studio just tinkering for more than 20 years at this. So it's great to have some comrades and to like chat and just have somebody who wants to hear my old stories and Grandpa Simpson shit. So it's so much fun, and I'm all inspired right now from those tunes. Like, I'm super geeking on this, and so I'm learning stuff, and it's just, the whole thing is cool.
Dude, hell yeah, that's awesome. That's how I've been feeling too, man. This is like it's like it's all just feeding back into it too. These tunes, like it actually, I play a lot of them out on Sunday too, so I haven't even had to look that far into my own sphere, out of my own sphere of influence to get some of these, to meet some of these people, to hear some of these tunes, and it's just like reigniting, like you said, the fire under my ass. When some of these people got 175 followers, I'm like, gotta get on my shit, dog. Gotta get on my shit,
Yeah, it's inspiring, and I just want to help everybody. Like, I don't know, that's maybe it's a dad in me. Like, I immediately, when I hear some good music, I'm like, want to like tell everybody about it, like help, and like, because it's hard to get heard out there. And so everybody's tunes tonight have been just super high caliber, talented, and very creative. And so I want to help everybody, but that's, what can we do? Well, we can just spread the word and listen hard and try to, feedback to each other.
For real, I think you've been a big, pillar of that for a while too. And, I think it's even the chat right now, like saying you're a huge inspiration to us too, man. Seeing some of these people say, I made this track 10 years ago after seeing you, that's fucking nuts, Like, I didn't think we had that connected of a base, but I guess the base, a scene, but I guess the scene is pretty small at the end of the day,
It's the greatest feeling ever, like, to hear that we inspire some other person to do art, like that to me is the best one. That's better than someone telling me they really like my song. Like, if it made them go make something cool, that it's like meta music again,
For real.
Like making a loop.
Yeah, that kind of knocks you back down on your pegs too. You're like, oh, all right, I forgot why I was in this for a little bit, or the shows are cool and the praise or whatever is cool, but at the end of the day, that whole like community that is just self-sufficient, feeding itself is, I think, what's coolest in the end of the day. And you just being here from the beginning, you giving us that kind of knowledge of like, this is how it was. Oh, this is what Ableton was. One was like, this is how the scene was. It was that fucking tight knit, bro. It's like, it's kind of crazy to just, it wasn't even that long ago if you think about it, It's kind of exploded.
Right. It feels like a million years ago, but it's not far ago. But, there's so many things to change. I mean, like, our lives are telescoping right now. It's just getting faster and faster and faster, like the crazy shit going on.
Yeah.
So it feels like forever, but it wasn't that long. Anyway, should we dig into some Vibe?
Let's go, man. Let's go, bro.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. We can listen to you talk all day, though, but we'll get you back on here eventually.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, you have me back, man. I'll be back anytime.
Thank you, man. We need some more stories. All right, we're going to start this one up. This one's Vibe Rain. And thank you all. Thanks, everyone, for submitting the fucking tunes. Thank you guys for gifting the subs. My man, Carl. Appreciate you, dude. and Vide are talking about a collab called VibeSquaD. Oh man. Damn, that would be perfect. A collab. Woo.
Yeah, we've already been talking about doing this, man. He's great. God, that was such an epic fucking tune. It went everywhere in one tune. All those levels, like, started like in the house.
Yeah. No, for real. I didn't even know who it was at first. I was like, wait, is this Vide? Are we sure?
That's the most fluid, like, space, because it didn't feel like, you know how like sometimes if you try to jam two genres together, you just feel that weird moment when you blast into drum and bass from the halftime and it's like awkward for a second.
Yeah.
This thing was so buttery and
Dude.
just every part was just that's the part. Man, Vide, well done. I don't know if you're on this chat right now, but bro,
Dude,
that was,
I'm gonna have to message it to him and just say we all just geeked out again, because another one, he just drops it in here. Sometimes he's in here, sometimes he's not, and it's always a fucking
message
banger.
too, because he's somebody we connected over the Boom Bap Breaks pack that he really liked it, and we just kept going back and forth, and I just feel real connected to him. And so he made a video of him playing guitar over one of those beats, and I was like, man, we should be in a band together. And so someday VibeSquaD will throw it together.
I forgot he rips it on the guitar too, man. I've seen videos of him like that.
It's a really good guitar player. So yeah, big ups. That was great. All the music tonight has been phenomenal, and that tune took me places. That was great.
He came in through with another one. I think it was like last week or 2 weeks ago, and it just had like kind of like the same sense where like the ending was just like a totally different tune, and it was so dreamy again. And it's just his vibe, man. I guess Vide's vibe is just like mixing every which style under the sun, bro.
I'm hearing that from the, I just admire there's kind of like I feel from afar, I'm recognizing that it's a clique of friends, like the whole 40-ounce gang of people, and the related thing like the Lost Dog. I'm trying to figure out how everybody knows each other. They all seem like homies, and I love that sound that everyone is pushing forward. G Space and Vide and Easy Baked and all those acts like sound so cool, and like they're just like, it feels like you just keep pushing it, and it's this fluid musical thing where like anything goes, any sound, just gonna make it total like fit into this. And it's just like this approach. I don't know, I definitely get all those folks, and that whole all the whole 40-ounce crew is dope.
Yeah, no, I like this. Oh, say it again. Sorry.
Rest in Pierce. He just put out a record today. He's super great, and it just seems like the whole kind of like crowd of artists coming out of the East Coast and Southeast or wherever. And I don't even know where everyone's coming from, but they're so awesome.
Yeah. No, especially those dudes too, man. Like Lost Dogs you mentioned too, and they have their own particular sound. I don't know, man. Vibe just seems like he's pushing it in like and I don't want to say like it's any other style is less musical, but in more of like a all-encompassing music style, It's
very
like,
musical approach to it. Yeah. So he's just dripping with musical, but it doesn't ever like it's also dirty as fuck, and that's great. It's like you kind of like, that's the apex I'm always looking for, is dirty pretty, like the corner of that street, like all the music and all the like at the same time.
Yeah.
Nah,
he's good. That was drippy. It was nice, bro. Vide, fuck. We'll stop swooning over Vide right now.
Totally. We're Vide.
All right, I think I just sent you. Let me just double check. Yep. Oh, we got one from. Who is this? This one's called Checka 2. This one's Cause and Effect. I've been seeing you in chat. You're here. Carl with the 5 more gifted. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
All right, you got this one loaded up?
Yep.
All right, boss. We're gonna start this one up. Cause and Effect. Ooh. Cause and effect.
Yeah.
I like that.
It,
Is this
that one's top.
is this one of your is this a homie of yours, or do you know him at all?
Never met him that I know of.
Okay.
Please forgive me if I have, but I love this tune. So sleazy right away. Just got down to business. It's
Yeah,
great.
no, I mean, usually I recognize some of the names that put their stuff in here. At least once or twice I've seen them in chat. Cause and effect. I'm very pleasantly surprised, boss man. Thank you for that. I'm excited to check out more.
The feel was really good. Like the beat just sat in that. Just the way that the bass line and the drums and everything was like loose enough to just breathe. It sounded nasty. I loved it.
Dude, amazing. Okay. All right. So we got two more and then a clip. We got a clip from Tempo from his he's a beatboxer from
cool.
Yeah, he's like a live looper too. So the last submission he gave us was just fucking dope, man. A little live edit, and let me send this your way, and we could actually watch this because it's a clip from Twitch. So
cool.
I'm gonna put it on this little thing, this little diddly. We'll see what's good. This is Tempo Sloth. Appreciate you gifting the sub, man, to Cause and Effect. Thank you. We're getting into Tempo Sloth right now, and here you go. We can watch him up on this little screen right here. Look how cool that is. All right, I'm gonna start it up. It's only a minute long. Shouldn't be too difficult to sync up. All right, let's go.
Which direction till we divide? From the sins of the past, I can tell you we laughed and we laughed and we laughed in the heart. Gotta take a peek out of the dark. The light speaks and it knows to walk. Light speaks and you walk towards it, yet you gotta be a horde. If you wanna get through, it's a riot. Ryan, not quiet. That's how I learn my art. That's how I speak my heart. It's cool, it's you. It's me, my shoes. I take this walk, this breath. I cannot help myself. It's just cool if we take this breath and we breathe together. The level is too easy for me to breathe.
Nice.
Jen.
Shit.
Okay. With the freestyle, you just all right. I see you, Tempo. So
Really chill voice. Like I like that.
yeah.
How laid back or kind of like subdued the way your voice sounds, man. Sick. Super nice. And just kind of flowing over that. It's like it's just above a whisper, but it's just registers. You can hear all the lyrics. It's a really cool vibe. I like it a lot.
Yeah, he's big in on Honeycomb's thing. He's big in on like.
You got me. I think you have you muted or.
Yep.
I can't hear you.
There we go. He's a moderator over at Honeycomb's page, and I feel like they have some of the same kind of weirdness about him. You know, I think they bounce well back and forth.
I could tell he's just really musical, and the way that he puts the vocals in there is just super silky. Nice. Awesome tune.
All live too, man. So yeah, we linked his Twitch in there. If you guys want to go give him a follow on Twitch, man, he's Great live looper. The last little thing that we listened to him was fucking awesome too. And I'm excited to see more from him. Excited to see more from him. Okay, so we got Jen Chow up next. Thank you, Tempo Sloth. Bro, when are you streaming next, boss? Let us know, because I know you said your schedule is a little wonky, but I'd love to tune in. So we got Jen Chow, K-Stop. You got this one?
I'm looking for it. Is it above the Vide one, or is it at the
It's below. It's all the way at the bottom. All the way. Actually, I just sent it to you on Twitch. I'll send it on Discord as well, if that's where you're looking. General Chow, and then we got Abdominal. Why, I don't know why I keep saying abdominal. It's abominable.
That one I see.
Okay, I just posted it again right at the bottom.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, General Chow.
General Chow. Yep.
It's a really cool cover.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right.
I'm in. I'm ready.
Okay, let's start it up. Let's go. General Chow. Where do you want us to watch it, huh? Do you want us to watch it in the smoke box? I mean, the studio? Yeah, I just switched scenes, boss. Is it okay? What about now? This is back when I was TikTok. Dude, that was fire. That was fire. Oh, he crashed. I thought he was just looking down. Oh, I thought he was just looking down. Look at him. He's just looking down. It looks like it's perfect. It looks perfect. We won't act like anything's wrong. Look at it. It looks amazing. He's just looking at his... He's got to get the lyrics right. He's got to get the lyrics right for this verse that he's recording. But hey, he's just very deep in thought writing this fucking sick verse. Or maybe I should put him over here, and he should be the studio engineer, and I'll be in this. Man, that's what happens. It's okay though. The tune was awesome. The tune was too awesome. Straight from Aaron's mouth. So, General Chow. I thought that was awesome. I love the space in it, bro. I was afraid he went FOG on his front left guy. Oh man. Nah, dude. That was awesome. General Chow. I love the space in it. The blue screen. Oh, we hate to see it, dog. I'm sorry. We hate to see it. But it's good to know that you were digging it. We were having a fucking good time with you over here. Philly, and that was 5 minutes. The power went out. Oh my god. There was like, yeah, like Indal said, there was the, I don't want to say like Asian. It was like the Asian. What is that instrument? The Asian instrument that's going on there. Awesome, man. And then the spacey bass, that was just perfect, dude. It was. I thought it was just enough. You know what I mean? Is this still on private for a reason? Liz, thank you. Thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Is it on private for a reason? I think you sent us another one that was private for like a whole ass year or something. Good night, Humboldt. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. See you Sunday, hopefully. It's a whippy. Okay. No, I just had to ask because I think you sent us one last week that was like a year or something too, and you said you lost. I'm Skyping. Okay. You said you lost. Where's my Skype? There we go. Oh shit. It says I got a missed call. I didn't even get it. Where are we at? View profile. Start video call. Here, I'll send it over. Yo, yeah. What's up, my guy? All right.
I just can't hear you.
Okay.
That real good.
Oh, what about now?
Is that me? Let's see, it could be my sound.
Audio or video? Hold on, it could be me too. Oh, actually, it might be. Oh no, wait. Mic now. I mean my webcam.
Yeah, it's good. Like I had to just redo my settings and go into audio video to reset that.
Oh, okay. I think maybe because my audio video is hooked up to OBS right now, it might be a little messed up. I'm gonna mess around with it 1 second. Check. Ah, no, it's not working. All right. So yeah, I'll just use my webcam mic, I guess, if that works.
Okay.
But,
sorry.
No, hey, dude, you're all good. You're all good. You've been in here for over almost 3 hours. So luckily we're on one of our last tunes. We got this one. And I think someone slid one in right after.
Okay.
I didn't say we closed them, so I should have. But we got one more after this, if you're cool with that.
Oh hell yeah. So who's next? What do we got? Neuron. Or what was the next one that you said?
Oh yeah, we got Abominable, and then Neuron. So Abominable's.
That General Chow tune was awesome. Thanks.
For real.
That was so sick, and I heard most of it before I crashed and lost out. But that was sick.
That was painful. Oh my god. All right, is it better now? I don't know. Maybe it was something with audio echoing or something. Holy shit! Turn it down. All right, it's better now, I think. All right, hey, we don't have a sound guy here. We might look like sound guys, but we don't got a sound guy here. He's not on the budget yet. Oh man. Okay. So, this is what I was doing. Do you have the Abominable one?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to that right now.
All right. The salty dubstep remix.
Yes, sir.
I'm ready.
Oh.
You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player.
I'm starting it over. Can you hear it? Let me know if you guys can hear it. Let me know, if you guys can hear it. Why is it doing this? There we go. That should be better. That should be better. Starting it over again. I'm starting it over again. I'm starting it over again. We ain't letting it go.
You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't deserve to be a player. You're all up in the game.
Let's get the hard rewind. Okay. Well, hard rewind it. I did get it right to the beginning. Hold on, right here.
You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't deserve to be a player. You're all up in the game. Don't deserve to be a player. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't deserve to be a player. You're all up in the game. Don't deserve to be a player.
Oh God, we got a second half. Oh,
You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. Don't deserve to be a player. You're all up in the game. Don't deserve to be a player. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. You're all up in the game and don't deserve to be a player. All up in the game and don't deserve to be a You're all up in the game. Don't deserve to be a player. Player.
Solid.
player. Yo, for real. Jesus.
Nice. I love how minimal that it really was understated and heavy at the same time. Like it's really minimal, basic, like in terms of like each part isn't too busy, but then it all fits together so well. That was great.
Yeah, it was busy enough, you know. It was perfect in the sense of
it was definitely, it perpetually stayed interesting, but it was just nice how it was like, it felt like the technique used was less is more kind of vibe.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
they work great.
perfect. I think that's something we forget too a little bit, you know? It's like sometimes less is more, especially when we're 30 hours into it. We listen to the same 4 bars we think everybody has. It's like, all right.
Yeah. Like you're like, oh, I need something else. But sometimes it's just leaving the right amount of space around the really, like the thing, you know, the thing that needs to be heard right there.
Nah, for real.
That was nice, man. Well done.
Dude, fuck yeah. Abominable, seriously, you come in with the fucking heat too, man. I'm sorry I always call you Abdominal too, but always try to read it quick, bro. And I'm always calling him Abdominal. But he's got the hard body. If you're an Abdominal, you're a 6-pack, bro. You're fucking Joe 6-pack over here. But okay, we got one more. We got one fucking more, and then, dude, I just sent it to you on Skype too, and posted in the bottom of the Discord. It's called Circus.
Okay, Apollo ID.
Apollo ID, yes. He's in the middle of a rebrand, so go send him a follow. I'll send him a follow. Apollo, get ready to link us your SoundCloud, brother. All right, man. Let's start it up.
All right.
And that's where the control is. And that's where the control is.
Nice one.
Yeah, bro. Crazy.
That was great. Yeah, man, I went to double halftime in the second drop.
What I really liked about that one was like the call and response almost of the basses. Like there was these background glitchy basses that were just like they were responding to the main basses almost like an answer to the main bass, and I thought those were awesome.
That's a great technique. Just the conversation, musical conversations.
Yeah.
Like again, it was called call and response back in the blues and jazz kind of idioms, but like it feels more like musical conversations. They don't need to be like just this then an answer. It's more like they just work together. This one does its thing, that one does its thing, and they complement. I love that because it keeps the sound palette really fresh. That had a lot of really cool sounds in it.
Yeah, especially in the background, it just kept it nice and fresh, like you said, man. I liked it. Call and response technique, baby.
Yeah, nice one. All right. That's man. A new project. This is a new name.
I think so. It said the response to that in the Discord was, "Yo, my name is Ryan. I'm rebranding currently, so all my socials say Apollo. It is effectively a placeholder." So, who knows? Maybe that's why it was called ID. Maybe.
Yeah, it's great. It's really cool. Yeah, keep it up, Ryan. That's awesome.
100%, man. Thank you for fucking submitting too, bro. So, yeah, man. I think we just cleaned out the list, dog.
Awesome.
That was a shitload of fucking good tunes, and I think you sat with it. I don't know. I got to check back the tape, but I think that was about like 2 hours of talking too.
Fuck yeah, definitely.
I think that was a 2-hour podcast session.
Oh yeah, 3. Bro.
3 hour. Oh yeah. After the tune feedback and stuff too. But we got 2 hours of VibeSquaD stories, baby.
Oh right. Just us talk. Well, because once you wind me up and ask me a couple questions, I'll forget what you even asked. You just be talking to till the cows come home. So thank you for wheeling me out and letting me talk so much.
Of course. Yo, that was my pleasure, man.
Yeah, Tuesday is my birthday, and I want to invite everyone to come and hang out on my Twitch stream, and I'm gonna play like a super eclectic, real deep dive into like anything goes VibeSquaD from 2006 to 2020. New stuff, old stuff, unplayed, unheard things maybe you heard back in the day, classics, blah blah blah. But check it out Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and I have no idea how long I'll go, but I have like a serious grip of tunes on my thumb drive, so it could go. It could be like as long as this show.
Hopefully.
But yeah, it's my birthday. I usually like get all moody, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have fun and play music, and hopefully people will drop by. So just drop by and say hey. I would love that. Tuesday night at 7 Mountain Time forward.
Yeah, and I just linked your Twitch. It's VibeSquaD Music, right? I'm just double checking. Let me just actually click through, make sure.
Yeah, that is me, VibeSquaD Music. I've been chatting, or I've been in the chat with it. So if you want to click, it's me. Hi. Me.
There he is. Yeah, go follow that. Go follow him. He's gonna be throwing down a set. He does have some great when he does stream production advice. I was sitting there. I was lurking for a while. I gained a lot of little tidbits of information, and even just having the opportunity to like talk and ask you some questions or something. It's been real refreshing. So when I say like the wealth of knowledge that's on Twitch, you're definitely one of the people that I was talking about. Because it's been a pleasure to watch you produce. Even one of the tunes on the Fly EP was, I think I was in there.
I mean, I love writing online. It's the weirdest thing. I was never have thought of doing that before quarantine, and then I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try it. And somehow it keeps me working hard. Like I can't just give up or like go sit outside or like, this tune. I gotta like commit and get through it. Like I feel like if there's only one person watching, and I don't know, that's good medicine for me. Like I think I work well with people hanging out, even though I didn't think I did. Like I was saying, I was such a loner, but like I really like it. So I think I'll be doing more of those, and definitely some more production kind of like hangs, talking about it and answering questions. So
hell yeah.
So let's some more.
I got a lot out of that too because even just you conversing, it's like a nice change of pace. You just got this nice aura. I think it was what is it? Skype showing us before, man. It's that purple aura you got. It's glowing.
Well, I appreciate it, and I really appreciate you reaching out and having me on. And you can have me on anytime. I could be like that dude, Joey, whatever, on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, Joey Diaz.
Yeah. Me back when somebody cancels or something, you'll holler at me and I'll and you ask me a question and I'll talk for 2 hours.
Bro. Hey, well, that would be an honor, honestly. So this was an honor too, man. I really was blown away by you saying you were down to do this, and seriously, I'm really thankful that you spent this much time with us and took the amount of time and listened to the tunes and just all that you do in general for the scene and the boom baps, and you just you hit me up with that. It's not even like I would have bought that. I'm still planning on buying it on Sellfly too, but you just been hitting me up with it. It's been in my DMs like a nice little nudie, So
yeah, that's what it's about, right? Helping each other, and I appreciate the friendship. So it's great to be friends with you, man. And thanks for bringing me out and inspiring me with all this great music. So big ups everyone who submitted music, and big ups everyone who's just getting into doing that. And big ups everyone who just supports us making our music or whatever. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you.
Hey, man. Hey, it's seriously our pleasure, dude. So, hey, once again, I'll hit you up after this just to say thank you again. But really, dude, thanks one more time. This will be up on YouTube if you want to watch it back or anything like that, man. So
yeah.
we'll be in contact, dog. Seriously, thank you so much, man.
Much love, everybody.
Be well. Be well. What a swell fucking fella. All right. I can't thank VibeSquaD enough. Whether you want to know him as Backpack, VibeSquaD, Aaron, whatever you want to call the man, Zilla, whatever. He's been in the game for a long time, and that alone deserves respect, let alone all the stuff that he does for the squad. He does the boom bat breaks. You could, dude. Every stream I make something with, one of those drum packs goes into. So you'll hear me mention him a lot more if you're in here for the production streams. So VibeSquaD, fucking F's in the chat for VibeSquaD. Thank you again. Elevate. I'm gonna put your guitar tune on, right here, and then we'll end off with some VibeSquaD. Okay. We got one more tune from Elevate. This man's a monster. F's in the chat. You're damn right. You're damn right. Collab, please. I'd love to, honestly. The man's a genius. His vibe is perfect. No wonder they call him VibeSquaD. He's got enough vibes for a whole squad. But I played guitar on a house track I made. All right. General Chow. Thank you. Tomos, thank you for the bits. Thank each and every one of you for being here. We're going to end off with one from Elevate. All right, let's take a hydration check. You know what? We didn't even go to the smoke box, so let's go to the smoke box. Let's go to the fucking smoke box right now. Ooh. The volume is fucked up. Are you sure? Because it's redlining on mine. I don't want to turn this gain up. Okay, you're right though. You're 100% right. The volume is fucked up. Okay, you know what it is? I need to reset it. I need to reset the whole outputs right now because you're not getting anything. Speaker disabled. Speaker disabled. Okay. Dude, Elevate. Yeah, that was fire. That was great. I think what we're gonna start doing is catering Fridays to more of like a podcasty type thing, Dude, I love it. This sounds fucking amazing. And and maybe do an hour or two of talking beforehand. And I thought the amount of reactions in chat, I was like, okay, are people feeling the interview? Are people feeling the interview? And then the songs came and everyone's came back, and dude, everyone had like an attention span for that. It seemed like everyone was actually like intrigued in what was being said, and not just like, sometimes when I'll be producing, you just lose them. You just lose people. They'll just go to a different channel or something. You guys were fucking here the whole time listening, and this is something new to me, formatting this in a podcast way, so I didn't know how it would work, So, the most viewer numbers in an interview so far, really? Damn, I was so into it that I wasn't paying attention to chat that much. I wasn't saying thank you for the bits and stuff. Like, and I feel like even you guys were like holding off on the bits, As soon as the music came, there was a hype train and stuff like that, but it's like, yo, you guys were listening too. So, I mean, I think we're onto something. Next week, okay, so I did lock down Subdoctor. By the way, I'll stop talking. You guys got 3 hours of me talking already. I did lock down Subdoctor, but we're going to have to move the track submission to Wednesday if you guys want it. Or we could do the track submission on Friday still and just do a podcast on Wednesday with Subdoctor. But I don't know if giving you less than a week to do this was something that we do or what. So he got a show on Friday, dude. That's why he couldn't do it on Friday. He's got a show in Atlanta. I said, may the Lord bless and protect him, because he's got a show in Atlanta. So, the boy with the black dog, thank you for the follow. Okay, we're gonna take a hit. We haven't taken a hit all day. That was a completely sober podcast, dog. That was a completely sober stream. But I can work with Wednesday. Okay, I thought you were saying I can't work with Wednesday. Nice. Okay. I felt high the whole time. Oh, shit. Well, cheers, everybody. Cheers, guys. Dendroid, we'll listen to yours too, dog. All right, guys. We got an elevate tune right here. Let me know if the volume's good. We got another elevate. Then we'll leave off with Dendroid. Or what we can do is, I'm going to do it anyway. Dendroid, you could also submit it for Wednesday, because we're going to have Subdoctor on Wednesday. Our tune submission is going to be on Wednesday instead of Friday. Louder. Here we go. Why isn't this working? Oh, there we go. Is that better? Fuck. Barely hear it. I keep resetting the audio. I don't know why it's not working. Still low. Okay. Spin it back. You know it's going to get the spin back. Hopefully you have another tune. My guy, Dendrol. We love to see it, man. Okay. Still quiet. Okay. So how you guys doing? I got to head out. Subliminal, well, thank you for being here. We're only listening to one or two more tunes, and we're going to head out ourselves too. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here, for the bits. Yeah, everyone go send a follow to Yes, Tomos. Yes. Yes. All right, let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's see if this works. Let me know. Let me know, guys. Much better? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Loud as fuck now. I can't win, huh? That's what I was saying. It's redlining. It was redlining regular. Fake green screen. Oh God. Okay. Oh my God. All right, so we got Ben. Do we? Or do we got Dendroid? We got Dendroid. All right, one last tune, and we're going to sign off, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, another amazing fucking stream. You guys rock. One more time, make some noise for our dude. Oh, no, not Dendroid. Excuse me. Was it Dendroid? Oh, yeah, it was. Jesus. Okay. Float, work in progress. Let's go. Thank you guys again, man. Fucking love your reaction. Yo, that was awesome, dude. Like, elevate. I'm telling you, man, every week, you guys keep coming in. You guys keep coming in. With the fucking crazy Johns. Make me dance. Make me cry. Make me love. Like dead ass. Mr. Match Me, where do I cop merch? It's very limited merch right now. Working on some new shit. General, thank you again. 100 bits subliminal, thank you. We're working on some new stuff. I got it literally written down right here of the new stuff that needs to be done. Merch, dad hats, joggers, windbreakers, stickers, tees, hoodies. Okay, Dendroid, float, work in progress. Let's go. Yo, how good? One second. How good did VibeSquaD look in the fucking khakis, bro? We haven't seen those khakis broken out since D's. We haven't seen them broken out since D's. Yo, how good? One second. For real, okay. How good did VibeSquaD look in the fucking khakis, bro? We haven't seen those khakis broken. Lit khakis. All right, let me know if you guys could hear this. Okay. It's quiet, see? That's why I had to ask. For some reason, certain scenes make me have to restart my whole entire audio input. And I fucking thank the tech gods that this shit doesn't happen like when we're listening to a tune constantly. I think it did during the D's podcast a little bit. But I don't know. All right, I'm just resetting it real quick. Just give me 1 second. Sorry to hold you guys up still. I know I'm supposed to be in and out. But we got good music on the horizon. Now you have VibeSquaD on call. That's true, dude. I hope, honestly, this stream has been like so dope. Not this particular one, in general. It's been something that I've been pretty proud of, you know? But like this Fridays or the beat and greet in particular, as soon as we started putting a name on it, as soon as we got D's, I've been so proud like of watching this thing grow. I've been so hyped, so proud of watching this thing grow on YouTube. Like after I put them, you know, like I just go back and look at that playlist over and over again. I'm like this is gonna be something dope if we keep this shit up, you know. And like the fact that we keep getting like people like Essex or D's and just have homies like that, I think it's fire. And I hope it adds to the overall movement of the bass, you know, the bass movement. And I want to branch out and get some other people, like some band members and stuff like that. But slowly but surely, we're breaking out of our sphere. So here we go. We reset the audio. We got Dendril up here. Elevate. Bro, you inspire me too, dog. I'm not even fronting. That's no cap. All y'all do. Let's see. Is this better? Mike from Shanghai Doom. Hell yeah, no, he's on the list. I wish I could leave quarantine right now and just go take a drive to this song only. 4 hours on repeat. You okay back there, kids? Wow. Pretty raw and dry, dude. Raw and dry, just like the Honeycomb Money 20 coupon code. Wow. Yo, Dendroid, yeah, you got the follow from me. I don't know why I wasn't following you beforehand. I really fucking love that vibe. I'm so sorry I didn't see, or you didn't get in here till after or something. I asked if you know, I went down the list when everyone was coming up and seeing if anyone was there. I just didn't want to play their song when they weren't, so we had to skip around a little. But dude, oh man, I think he would have loved that too. Maybe he watches this back on YouTube and sees this, and if so, Aaron, we appreciate you, dog. Bye, my lady. Hey, all good problems here, hopefully. All good problems. Well, the tune's amazing. Let's let Subdoctor hear it, maybe. Let's let Subdoctor hear it. So, guys, that was everything we got. We made it through another fucking sesh. Let me put on a little VibeSquaD to end it off. And if you haven't, go follow the man, please. Because he did us a big favor by being here. So, guys, see ya Sunday. We got a Breaking Bad stream. Hopefully Wednesday we'll have our man Subdoctor, and then Friday might be... We'll figure it out. We're going to figure it out together. I appreciate you guys. Woo! This is off his note. This is a backpack. This is his side project. So please just go to his SoundCloud. twitch.tv/VibeSquaD music. Sunday brunch. All right, guys. Love you. Have a great day. Great night. Should we raid somebody, actually? Fuck. Who are we raiding? Sunday Swerve I'll just raid, huh? I'll raid Sunday Swerve. All right, guys. Love you.
Grave gang, bro.
Grave gang.